G'day Battlers and welcome to episode 56 more like, of the G'day Battlers podcast. I am very forgetful because it's been a long time since we've been here, also known as PvPSteve, joined by debbiepebble. Hi debbiepebble.
Hi. It's been a while. It's been a bit of time in between 55 and 56.
It's been over a month. Back in 55, we hadn't covered a single tournament of the actual competitive series in the 2026 season, and now we have a lot to catch up on. We have to talk about Frankfurt. We have to talk about Monterrey. We have to talk about Pittsburgh.
Yeah. I understand this is important, but Steve, the title of the podcast today, I think that's more important.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know exactly what the title is going to be, but I can imagine one word that is going to be inside it in some capacity for sure. And it does rhyme with suitcase.
I'm like, what's a rhyming word with luggage? I was like scrambling my head. I'm like, I can't do it right now.
No, I can't get one.
No. Anyway, write it in chat if you've got a rhyming word with suitcase and luggage. Chat, sorry.
She's in streaming mode.
It's been so long.
She forgets that this is a pre-recorded medium.
Are people not watching right now?
I am. Hi.
Oh, hi.
I'll type in our chat if I think of anything, but I don't think I will.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Is flummox your word?
I don't know.
I feel like it might be a word. I don't know if it's in the Oxford Dictionary, but I feel like it might be a word. But anyway, yes, we have found my luggage. It exists.
Let's go. Luggage.
Luggage shot.
Wow. Hi, luggage. Welcome back.
Wow. It made it.
It did make it.
Yeah. So 51 days later, the luggage finally arrives at my place, which some people at this point may not even remember what the dealio. It just didn't come back from Worlds. I flew from LAX to Sydney. I was flying from Sydney off to a work conference elsewhere in Australia, waiting for my luggage. It never came. It just didn't come. And here we are, 51 days later. Well, I guess more than 51. Like, this is what, day 52 or something like that?
The day after. I suppose, let's just do a quick recap, like you said. So we went to Worlds, came back in Sydney Airport, waiting there at the carousel. All the luggage has been collected. We're still waiting for your luggage. Doesn't turn up. Brent Tonneson taps you on the shoulder going, go to the lost luggage area. Do it now. You submit it in going, okay, lost luggage. They're like, yep, cool. We've got it there. And you follow protocol. You do all the paperwork, everything online. Days go past. And I was like, where's your luggage, dude? Why are they? Where's the email? Where's the update? Usually, most times, luggage is returned within 48 hours. Or on the next flight, obviously, okay, we'll wait for the next LA flight because it's a fair while. So it takes a while for anything from America to get to Australia. And, a week goes by, another week goes by. And I think at this point, Debbie very much is like, let me sort this out for you.
The first while I was ringing. So I rung a few times in the first little while and, they just sort of kept saying look, we'll find it eventually, maybe.
Yes.
we'll get it to you. It is what it is. And so I was like, all right. There was nothing I was accomplishing by calling. So I was just like, all right, I guess we chill. I guess we ball.
Yeah.
And then Debbie decided to take the reins. And I was like, all right, all you.
Yeah. So if people aren't aware, Debbie is good at annoying customer service when she wants her way. Very much I'm trying to find the analogy about the dog and a stick or something like that. But anyway, my point is that it's once Steve gave me the thumbs up to investigate, I was like, all right, let's sink our teeth into this and see what's going on. So
I think I gave the directive, be polite.
Yes. And to be fair, I was polite the entire time. There was no point that, I was not polite. Was I direct? Absolutely.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, Debbie's going to go off kilter.
I just need permission. Just let me go off. I think I narrowed it down because I wrote notes for each every single interaction I had with Qantas, to the point where I stuck like there's sticky tape here because of like how many notes I took over time. I'm flipping it this way because it's got private information on there. But I wrote down every single customer service representative I talked to, every single phone number I called, because I called 3 phone numbers. I called LAX, I called the 1300 number, which is Qantas. I called a Qantas like Sydney airport as well, which is a private number that is not accessible, is not listed anywhere, that I managed to get a hold of. So like there was one point where like the Sydney airport was like, how did you get this number? I'm like, well, look, I got it from the 1300 number. They're like, you shouldn't be having this number. I'm like, well, where is his luggage? So yeah, and I think it was day 14 where we realized your report had not been submitted in.
Oh yeah, it was 15 days in that
Yes.
basically on Qantas's end, they didn't click the button that said report this bag as missing.
Yes. So at that entire time, it was just sitting in a draft folder of some sort. Like it was just there. It wasn't submitted. So they were not looking for it in the first 2 weeks of this almost 8-week venture.
Yeah.
So then the report went in. Apparently customer service is meant to contact Steve and update him every 3 days. During this period of time, he only received 2 emails, and I was just like, where are these emails? Like, what's going on? And they were like, oh my gosh, so sorry. I will escalate this. We'll let our managers know, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, there's a lot of this, but not a lot of action. Like, tell me something substantial here. And they couldn't get back to me with that. And to be fair, it was not their fault. And I did say that with them as well. I'm like, look, I see you guys are working real hard. I see you guys are really trying, but I'm not getting anything back here. Like, what more can I do to try and get this luggage back? Yeah, I think they were like, yeah, we sent it to LA, but LA hasn't got back to us yet. I'm just like, why? Why haven't they got back to you yet? Where's the luggage? Like, where is this? And to the point where I was kind of like, oh, is there like, foul play at hand here? Has someone stolen your luggage? And they're like, promised me that. They were like, no, it has not been stolen. It's somewhere. I was like, okay, all right. Roll over to now 21 days. 21 days is where cha-ching, Steve gets paid out.
Here comes the money, money.
So for those that don't know, once you lose your luggage, up to 0 days to 21 days, it's called delayed luggage. After 21 days, so like 22 days onwards, it is called lost luggage. And this is where Steve can start claiming, all his items, his various Pokemon shirts, his items that he bought from Anaheim. The most important thing, his like competitor's backpack, which I don't know if you guys seen the latest eBay listing, but that is worth quite a bit. And other gifts and accessories in there. So submitted that list in. Qantas obviously only pay back 50% if you don't have a receipt.
Yeah, which like obviously I don't have receipts for all of the random a shirt that I've been wearing for 4 years or whatever else. So like
I think the most annoying thing I got was that our Pokemon Center receipt was in your luggage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, how do we define how much it was? Because the receipt was in the luggage.
Yeah, that was pretty unfortunate for sure. I've pulled it. I think I threw it out now because I don't need this anymore.
Yeah,
because Debbie and I were sort of like working out how much we owed each other throughout the trip, and like that receipt was like sorted. It was like we settled that balance, and so it was like we don't really like this receipt is no longer important to me in the suitcase. I don't need to carry it around in my backpack. That's unnecessary. So. Turns out that is probably a bad idea for the future. If you're carrying around receipts, maybe they're backpack material, not suitcase stuff.
I think what we've learned thus far is like if you're gonna travel and anything that's going to go in your luggage, take a photo of the receipt or put it in like in a cloud space for this chance of happening.
Yeah.
So that might be a something to move moving on to do. So yes, you've claimed your insurance.
I get a payout between
Yeah,
insurance and Qantas. It's not,
yeah,
it's, maybe 60 or 70% of the full amount, but it's
yeah,
a reasonable chunk.
yeah. And at this point, we're probably about 1 week away from you leaving
Oh yeah.
to the States.
Yeah, I
right?
went back. I love the States so much that I wanted to go back for the third time in like 4 months.
So you're
Yippee!
you're off on your family trip, and Debbie being Debbie was like, "Hey, can I send you a quick package? There's some stuff I really want to send you right now," which Steve took like very much instantly, going, "I know what she's sending me."
Yeah, there was Debbie was like trying to be coy. There wasn't anything coy about it. It was like, brother,
Hey,
I know it's coming.
I got some stuff for you. It's a surprise.
Less than 2.1 second, and I was like, I see.
I think your response was very much was like, did you select 7+ on the poll that was on the Oceania chat? And I'm just like, 7+ smart tags, and I'm just like, no, I didn't vote. So yes, I send them over because I'm like, okay, let's not do this. Like, what's the chance of lightning striking twice for Steve? Ooh.
50-50.
Yeah, look, the percentages. Look, sometimes percentages just they don't matter. The data doesn't matter with you. I don't know.
That's very true. 97% luggage found in the first 2 weeks, I guess. But
yeah.
So anyway, I go on the family trip. I have to buy a new suitcase,
Yes,
which I guess it's come out of the Qantas money. Like I claimed the suitcase on the Qantas money, so like it's not like it, it came out of nowhere. But got a new suitcase. Air tags worked fine. Didn't need them. Suitcases all ended up where they were supposed to be. All good and well. Got back home. At this point, Debbie's still like ringing sort of once a week just to like sort of check in.
Yeah.
And
I
there's
think
no update. Like
no, I mean, like you already made the tweet of like your Sarah McLachlan like angels in the background video that you popped on Twitter. They're like, nah, my luggage is gone. I think and I was still hoping. I maybe it's like naive Debbie that would like a nice fairy tale ending with things, but I was like, no, it will come back. I don't know when, but it will come back. And you went on your US trip. I like you said, like I was still calling and just making sure they were just keeping the case open. What I've been told by various customer representatives is that the case remains open for around 60 to 90 days. And I'm just like, well, when is the actual cutoff? So I'm like, you can't just give me 60 to 90. What does 60 to 90 mean? Like, is it 75 days? Like, when is the cutoff? So my kind of like thought process was like, well, if I keep calling every now and then, at least the case is still current or recent. It's on the top of like, the updated list if they've like sort things by date. Anyway, maybe it was just Debbie like coping and just being like, oh look, I feel like I'm doing something. Maybe something will happen. But it was to a point where every time I called customer service, because of the multiple times I have called, they're like, oh, can you give us a couple of minutes to read your case? I'm like, yes, please go ahead and read. They're like, oh, it's quite extensive. Like, oh, we can see it was from August. So give me a moment. And they'll put me on like, the speaker music, and they'll come back and they're like, oh, okay, right. Well, we'll escalate it. We'll send an email to LAX. We'll send an email to Josh, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yep, okay, cool. And roll around Thursday. So Thursday, just like we're recording on a Saturday. Thursday evening, I get a private number call, and usually I don't answer like numbers I don't recognize, but private numbers usually are more institutional places like government or hospitals, things like that. So I was like, oh, a little bit suspicious of what it was. So I did answer it, and I'm glad I did, because it was Qantas. being like, we found your luggage, and I was like, oh my god, are you sure? What? This is the best thing I've heard today. And it's like, yes, we found it. It's a red antler bag, soft case. and we'll send it over tomorrow. And do we have permission to open it? I'm like, yes, absolutely, open it up, because it had no lock, so they can just open it. They
Because
opened it
they're
up.
allowed to open it anyway. Even if there was a
They're allowed
lock,
to.
they can open it up.
Yes, correct. And yeah, they were like, yeah, we just opened it up. There's like a Pokemon bag in here. And I was just like, yes, there is. It's like, oh, it's like orange and like green and like white. I'm like, yep, that's the one. That's the one. Send it over. So yeah, great news from Qantas in Sydney, and yeah, it seemed to arrive at your doorstep yesterday.
Yeah, well, they said like, okay, it'll come tomorrow. We'll give you a call. They'll get Debbie a call, because Debbie's my handler now. Speak to my agent. So we'll give Debbie a call when it gets when it's being delivered. And I was like, great. Like, I wasn't home, but I was like ready to, like, once Debbie sort of texted me to let me know, I would drive home and like be there ready to collect my luggage, because like it's a big thing. They can't just leave it at the door or like hide it under the doormat or something. It's someone's sort of someone's kind of got to collect that puppy. And so there was no call, and so Debbie at like sort of, it must have been like 5 p.m. New South Wales time, where they were like, where she was like, I'll just ring up and sort of ask. Turns out they forgot to put it on the courier. They just left it at Sydney, which is like, guys, can we stop leaving the suitcase? Please.
I forgot.
I know this is one squirrely little guy, but like, seriously. But I was sitting there going like, look, it's been 50 days. I'm happy to wait 51. They've opened it and seen a Pokemon backpack. I know they have it. So like,
we knew it existed. At that point, we were cheering. Like, it's like, like, okay, it is here. It is landed in Australian shores. It just needs to get to Steve. And Steve being a 2-hour drive away or plus from the Sydney airport, my kind of thought process was that in the courier van, it's probably just at the back and they're just doing all the ones like in the CBD and we'll just go to you last. But yeah, it turns out eventually they did pop over.
Yeah, they got here in the end. Knock on the door, hand the suitcase over. It had like a ton of tags on it, like a various varieties. The luggage tag that had name and address on it, gone. Like it had been ripped off somehow, which is like very difficult to do, because I need to stress that it's like, it wasn't sort of one that's sort of flimsily on there. Like it's one
a
of these,
Q tag, right?
Yeah, it's like a pretty strong guy that sort of stays on there. So
pause here. I'll get my Q tag. Oh, okay. Q tag. But yeah, it is like quite strong. So I don't know how this kind of fell off your luggage case.
Yeah, so that guy was gone. Obviously like the sort of sticky printed tag was gone. So there's like no identification of anything on it. There were a ton of tags on there. It was pretty beaten up. Like there's a lot of sort of like black scrapes and whatnot all over the shop. The wheels are also actually like a little, like one wheel in particular is like stuck. Like it's not a great suitcase now. I'll be honest.
Okay. But it served its purpose. It served its purpose.
Well, luckily, I have a new suitcase. But like it had these tags on it, like Rush, full capital letters. I've kept it. I've kept the little Rush tag because it's like plastic. I would show the camera, but it's covered in personal details, so I will not be doing that. But like, it gave some, because we didn't get anything from Qantas as far as like where it was found or like what the dealio was, and so it was like how it actually got here. But you could get some clues from the tags, and I did email. They emailed me today to be like, hey, just checking you got your suitcase, and I responded, yes, thanks. Also, any clues as to what happened? And I just curious. I doubt they'll answer, but you never know. But you could tell it had the flight numbers on it. So it went on this flight, then this flight to get back to me. Like, please get this to Qantas as soon as possible, get it to Sydney so they can do it. And I looked up those flight numbers, and one plane goes between Sydney and San Francisco. So it clearly came from San Francisco. But then it was like, oh.
How to get to San Fran?
Yeah, how to get to San Fran. And then I looked at the other plane, and it's a back and forth between San Fran and Houston, which means it was sitting in Houston.
Wait, remind me. Houston is how far away from LA?
It's a good couple-hour flight.
Couple-hour flight. Okay.
I mean, Texas is a bit of a hub.
So it went from like us being in LA to somehow
Yeah.
in Houston.
Somehow it got from LAX to Houston, which also
Yes.
checks out a little bit because Debbie would somewhat regularly check the LAX website where they put lost luggage with no tags, where they just post
Yes.
photos and whatnot and say, hey, if this is your luggage, tell us what's in it, we'll give it to you.
Mhm.
Maybe I actually wonder if it was on the Houston website. Like if you, I don't know if they have one, but if we checked the
Yeah.
Houston airport website, would this luggage have been sitting there for like 2 months? I don't know, but I have no idea how it got to Houston.
I just wonder, like, how did someone connect the dots to actually check, like, where do you go from that point of being like, okay, it was lost in LA, surely it's in LA, and then
Yeah.
someone being like, you know what, let's just check Houston, hey, and be like, oh, there it is. All right, let's send it back.
Yeah. Because by the time they called you, it was in
Uh-huh.
Sydney. So
Yeah.
we were not aware that they had found it in the US and sent it towards Sydney. They were
Correct.
I guess they were confident at that point. They were like, oh, this one should have gone to Sydney. Actually, I guess theory, possible that the little sticker paper tag was on there. And they took that off and then put the new tags on and sent it back to Sydney. It's not impossible. Because otherwise, I don't really know how they knew that Sydney was the place to get it without checking,
Yeah.
hey, is this maroon suitcase yours? So maybe the Qantas tag came off, the Sydney one was still on there. But then it was sitting somewhere with a LAX to Sydney tag for, 50 days. So I don't know what that's about.
I know. I remember like when I was chatting with the Qantas representative on Thursday, she's like, oh, yeah, it's got a United tag on there. I'm just like, no.
No. It was one of the 3 tags they've
Yeah, exactly. But that's the point. Like she was trying to describe it like I would know what
Yeah.
tags are on there. And I'm just like, no, there's a Q tag and then there was a luggage tag from LA to Sydney. That is all the tags that was on this luggage case. And suddenly there's United tags, there's the Rush tag, there's a new tag. I'm like, those weren't on there beforehand. Those are new.
Yeah, there were 3 different tags on there of various descriptions and builds. They even actually the main Rush tag that said from go to Sydney, please, here are his personal details, was taped around as well. It was tied and then taped. It's this is not leaving the suitcase, please.
So someone was just like, get this out of here. It's been too long.
Yeah.
So thank you, whoever connected the dots together to make it happen, because I think that's incredible to go from Houston all the way back to Sydney. Just like, I don't. So, someone's there just being like, oh yeah, okay, just there's a decoder or some sort over there, and be like, give me the complex cases. And it just got up there.
I mean, frankly, I've always been of the understanding that if there are so many security cameras in airports, it is one of the most heavily surveilled places on planet Earth, especially LAX. They're if someone wanted to find this bag, it would be as simple as following the cameras. If they were desperately to solve this one case, then it would be trivial, quite frankly. But obviously in this case, it's well, there's a million bags that get lost constantly. They're not putting that much manpower into every case, obviously. That's impossible. But yeah, clearly someone's managed to get something together. But so shout out them. Shout out Debbie for bothering Qantas for 50 days. Well, I guess not the first week and a half, so 40 days or whatever.
Let's just call it 5 weeks.
Yep. But yeah, I have a suitcase. I have all my stuff. I've got all my Worlds competitor gear. I've got all of my Pokemon shirts and whatnot. Thanks to Ash and Ash. He actually sent a photo to me when he was playing in. I'm blanking on. Not Baltimore. Pittsburgh. Yeah. He played in 2 of the last 3. Pittsburgh. He sent a photo of a yellow play Pokemon shirt, and he was like, I got you one. There's something along those lines, which I was like, oh dang, from the incoming Pittsburgh regional champion, yo, this shirt's about to be fire. But yeah, and a lot of people sent me vague messages of I can hook you up, bro. I don't know what they were planning. But yeah, anyway, I got my stuff back, which is a little unfortunate, only in that I don't have enough wardrobe space for all of my old clothes, as well as all of the new clothes that I bought to replace the old clothes. So
and more shirts coming from Ashton-Ash.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe he can keep him now. It's up to him.
True.
But yeah, so I don't really know how I'm going to tackle that one, but it's a better problem to have than not having luggage. And to be honest with you, like at the end of the day, I was content with losing all of my stuff. It's unfortunate, but like I got money for it, so I was like, it's not the end of the world. The only thing that I was really like, no, this is actually like so sucky, was all of the gifts and stuff for Zoe.
Yes,
that was the stuff that I was sitting there like, bro, I can't replace that.
Yeah. So for context, when Steve and I were at the Pokemon Center, Zoe was like, "Hey, not to bother you guys, but if you happen to see these items, I'd like these, and I'll pay you guys back." So when Steve was in the line to collect the Bear Walker, I went around to find these items, and I managed to get the things that she wanted, which is great. And I was like, "Oh, Steve, why don't you take these home? Be my mule." Take these home, because you live in Newcastle. Makes sense.
Yeah, we live next door. Like it's
yeah.
It's obvious.
Literally next door. It's like, hi.
Literally. wait. Not true. Not doxing.
And it was also not only that, but a few gifts from other content creators that were gifting Zoe a few items as well. And it was just kind of like, again, like you said, there were things that could not be replaced because they were Anaheim exclusives as well. And so, yeah, very relieved when that finally made its way to her.
Yeah.
And, I also was relieved that you managed to get your mug back.
I should have brought it here ready to go, but yeah, I it's on Twitter, I guess, if you want to go looking for it.
I bought Steve a mug after he finished his PhD.
Yeah. I didn't know it was coming, quite frankly, but surprise reveal.
Well, yeah, because I sent it straight to the hotel. It didn't come with
me. Yeah. That's right. That checks out. But yeah, it all worked out in the end, which is very nice.
So, Steve, what is the lesson we have learnt in regards to when it comes to travel and luggage now?
I've learned no lessons. My luggage just vanished for 51 days. I got a nice payout. I got my luggage anyway. I do nothing different. No air tags, no problem. Very simple.
Please leave a comment below.
My bag got a nice little holiday in Texas. Last time I got stranded in Texas, I got to hang out with Evie Sophie. Maybe the suitcase got to do that. Who knows? Might have had a nice time.
Yeah.
Who knows if it was only in Houston? Maybe it moved around a bit. Maybe it was in Detroit.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, look, I know that like maybe not in the Western culture, but like I know like sometimes the Japanese talk about inanimate objects having souls. So maybe your luggage case, like eventually being in your possession and being around your orbit for such a long time, collected a little bit of your soul and decided to go on tour.
What can I say? I spread the adventurous spirit.
Yeah, that's correct.
Nothing wrong with a bit of a trek. But all that to say, that's suitcase. Story closed, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, unless we get extra tidbits, like if they respond to my email, which again I doubt. But hey, you never know. There might be more details in the future, but for now, that's what we got. So thanks everyone for the support, I suppose. But
yes, Steve does have smart tags now, so guys, he does have them. Just FYI.
Yeah. Whatever.
One day I'm just going to see a smart tag just on the freeway and just driven off somewhere in a complete opposite direction because you're like, nah, I don't need these anymore.
It's going to Houston.
Like, where are you going? Why is it so far from your destination?
You never know. One day. But Debbie, that is only one thing we're going to talk about today. There is a lot of Pokemon to cover as well. Again, there's 3 tournaments. There's 2 more that are literally starting today, or I guess
soon. Tonight?
Soon. It actually might be tomorrow morning for one of them. I think they probably both start in your time zone tonight, probably, but it's around that like midnight borderline, I think. So
Steve will be asleep.
Yeah, I'll be conked out for sure. There's literally no universe that I'm staying up to watch through like 1
Yeah.
a.m. It's just not happening.
Thank you, daylight savings as well. Now that we're extra hour
Yeah.
apart.
Boo. So we have to talk about all of those. Then we have to talk about
Mm.
Brisbane, Auckland, and some other stuff as well. Exciting announcements around the oceanic region. So this is going to be a big one. So
right.
if you've sat through
Speed
all the
run.
Suitcase stand-up, we've gone through half an hour of Suitcase, and we're going to speed run the actual big tournaments, talking about Pokemon PvP. Which, hey, that's the G'day Battles podcast difference, baby.
Hey, look, if they really want in-depth PvP like podcast, they're not coming here.
Heck no, they are not. And if you are here for that, you are in the wrong place. We are probably going to glaze like 5 spice picks. W1, and that's going to be most of it, I feel. But let's dive into it. So the very first, Frankfurt and Monterrey are on the very same weekend. They were sort of the introduction to the brand new season, with the one caveat of Aircutter Corviknight not being eligible at the time. That's sort of like the only guy that wasn't quite there yet.
Yeah.
Do you want to say something?
No. I was laughing in the background because I'm looking at the Draco Viz listings of Frankfurt, and obviously Inadequate's won. He's made the beautiful video. If you haven't watched it yet, watch his YouTube video about his recap about it. But I'm laughing because the third icon on the Draco Viz website is just a Pokeball with a shadow around it. I'm like, hey, what's this? Hover around it, Giratina.
Look, I don't know why Dracoviz doesn't have a Giratina sprite in there at this point. I don't know if it's problems around the forms. I don't know. But yeah, there is no sprite in there. Still a month on, so maybe it's hanging out with my Johannesburg data.
I was going to say, like, it's on the backlog. Do you want me to harass them for you? Like, I'm good at that.
Please be polite.
Hey, Anacor, you're getting a DM soon.
Oh no. But yeah, Frankfurt actually opened up the season, which is actually different because usually North America opens it up for us, but here Europe did the whole thing. I guess they kind of did in 2022, but that was like weird because it was obviously we jumped in halfway through the COVID season. The 2020 to 2020, or 2019 to 2022 season, I think. So, we came in eventually.
Now. Yeah.
But yeah, Inadequates did end up getting the win. His second win with a Giratina, this time using the other form. He used the Shadow Giratina alongside Gastrodon, Blastoise, Shadow Sizzle, Shadow Talonflame, and Wigglytuff. So not only did he get the win with Giratina, but he got the win with Giratina Wigglytuff core, which is basically like the Inadequates classic. Like let's go. That's what he won with last time. It's what he came second at Worlds with. Like the guy knows what he's doing. But if you watch his video, he sort of talks about like how he's built these cores and how it actually makes sense from a what word am I looking for? Things to work. Yes, synergistic point of view. It makes a lot of sense. I don't know if symbiotic is the way to go. I suppose in some way, but yeah, it's a cool team in a lot of ways. I mean, there's a lot of fast move pressure. Inadequates, I've said it a gazillion times, and I'll say it a gazillion times more. He is one of the greatest mind readers of the game. He's very good at predicting how his opponents are going to play, what they're going to bring, and he did a whole lot of that as well, to say the least.
Yeah. I think I popped on like Instagram. I'm like, I called him the best Wigglytuff player for Go.
That's probably true. I mean, I guess mind reading and Wigglytuff go hand in hand. Obviously, Wigglytuff, a charm did get reworked, so it's not as just RPS tap 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 spam as it used to be, but it's still pretty tap 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 spam on the whole. But he took down 9 Alfie 2 in the finals, who is not a player that I was aware of beforehand. I've seen it described as a bit of a breakout performance, and I think that certainly makes some sense. Like they've played in 6 tournaments ever, like 65th, 25th, 65th, 33rd. Then he got 7th at Bologna at the end of last season. So that was already a bit of here's a name to pay attention to. But immediately following it up with a second place in Frankfurt, this is definitely someone that we've got to keep an eye on. Going into future seasons for sure. Or future tournaments, sorry. Future seasons. We're only just started. But they were running a lot of the Pokemon, well, some of the Pokemon that were expected to be big in the brand new meta. So we were coming in, there were talks of Empoleon, talks of Togekiss, talks of Charizard. And Alfie did have the Togekiss and the Shadow Charizard, but I mean,
And
Empoleon wasn't.
Dunsparce as well.
Yeah, actually, I didn't really think of that about that fact, but there were only 3 Dunsparce in the whole tournament, and that was one of them. It's kind of an interesting Pokemon. It's obviously very bulky. If there were going to be a lot of Charizards running around, obviously it's a really nice counter to all of those guys. Also, Togekiss, it's not as, like, obviously Togekiss has Dynamic Punch to fight back, but you also resist all of the ghost damage from Galarian Corsola, who was the number 1 used Pokemon in the top 12. In day 1. So
yeah. And I think because of the surge of Togekiss as well, there was a prediction of less fighters, like, less Primate, less Annihilates during the opening of the season. I think it's kind of come back around now, but I think that's also a reason why there was probably less of them.
I mean, frankly, like, there was less of everything new. There was really not a I just looked up Togekiss. There was 1 Togekiss in the top 32. It was Alfie's. There was I think if I relook it up, there was 1 Dunsparce in the top 32. It was Alfie's. Charizard, there were actually a few Charizards in there. There was a good 7 Charizards in the top 32. So not completely out there, but certainly Alfie taking it away. It's really, I feel like the meta in some sense, the story being told is sort of Credilli plus Mudslap plus Ghost. And then whatever you want from there. Which holds true here. Yeah, and I mean, even in Adequance, he's got, he actually didn't bring Credilli. He did bring the Mudslap and the Ghost, though. This time the Ghost was just Giratina, which is sort of an irregular Ghost in many ways.
It's a literal ghost. There's no sprite on Togekiss.
Oh. Yikes. But yeah, look, again, like, we're well behind at this point. This was, by the time you're listening to this, it was a month ago. That Frankfurt was actually held. So check out Anadequance's video. I'm sitting on a Giratina thumbnail from Hurricane Kaz, and I was sitting there as Anadequance 1, and I was like, I would love to make a video of Anadequance's run here because it's such an incredible story. But I know that Anadequance is going to make a video on it, and it's going to be 10 times better. So it's like, why would I bother making a worse video? Just watch his. So I was like, this is not the time for the thumbnail, I guess. But the day will come, and it is a good video, so it's worth watching.
But yeah, that was Frankfurt.
And Padaman came 3rd. So that guy's pretty good.
He does okay.
He does okay. Yeah. I think there was one cool battle between. Wait, was it not in Frankfurt? Maybe it was later. I remember seeing, or maybe it was versus Inadequance. It was the Padaman versus Inadequance on stream, and I really liked it because it was the world 2nd place versus the world 2nd place.
You do like those kind of things, yes.
I do like that sort of things. It's cool. When there's just a little bit of a story pizzazz on top. I like it. I'm a fan, but yeah, that's Frankfurt in a nutshell. Again, we're going pretty much speedrun because it is pretty out of date. We'll probably be a little bit more on top of the future ones, but hey, Brisbane's coming up, so you never know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let's not make those promises. But the same weekend was Monterrey, which unfortunately didn't have a stream, which is really unfortunate for LATAM regions. Like, I
do hope they do more streaming for LATAM, this season.
Yeah, I did, like, at some point last year, I sort of like stuck my hand up and just said, like, hey, like, I'm willing to help if you need. Just let me know. But yeah, because they literally used to have more streams and then they disappeared back. Yeah, they just sort of vanished, and so I really don't know what happened. I've got no clue. So hopefully they come back at some point, because this tournament would have been so cool to watch. Because in the Frankfurt Regional Championship, actually, just because it's the start of the season, it's just maybe worth pinging just what the top usage were. It was Corsola, Credilli, Marowak, Azumarill, Galarian, Moltres, Furret. Is this sounding like a new meta to you yet? Chargebug, Scizor. There's a Charizard, Gastrodon, Primeape, Wigglytuff. So it's a lot of the Pokemon are actually pretty similar. The percentages are just a little bit different. But so outside of the Giratina, and actually the Mouse-Girarda that also made it to top 12 in Frankfurt. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. It was a pretty meta tournament in the grand scheme of things. Monterrey was a little wilder. And
Yes.
it would have been so cool to watch because the headline act, in my eyes, Murkrow came second and third, which is awesome. Wouldn't you want to see that?
Yes,
It's so
100%.
cool. And it's a regional championship, which means that, like, if it was a special championship, I'd be like, okay, that's still chill because we can get the footage off their phones. But it was a
Mhm.
regional, which means like it's played on the supplied phones. We can't get the
Yes.
footage off it.
Mhm.
It's really sucky and lame.
Yeah. Mhm.
But it is what it
Yeah.
is.
But
But
Murkrow, hey? Murkrow,
yeah,
the special sauce here.
yeah.
I see that there's a particular team that's repeated a few times in in the top players. You wanna expand on that, Steve?
Yeah, look, obviously that is the Iamero team that's going all over the place. The people that are running like the exact same team, like the Spartan and Mato Galde, who came second and third in this tournament.
Mhm.
In particular, Iamero also ran it to ninth place in
Mhm.
Monterrey. Rocha Babyface was running. Oh no, he was also running the team. I feel like someone is running a slight variant, but maybe I'm actually thinking of Pittsburgh and getting ahead of myself. Ash
Was it
Nash
Ashton
obviously
Ash?
ran the team as
Yeah, yeah.
well.
Mhm.
Didn't do too well in this tournament. He said that he sort of faced his worst matchups and didn't know what to do at the time.
Mhm. Mhm.
So a little bit of luck involved, but also like it's the
Mhm.
start of the season. You don't know what the meta's going to look like. I would have
Yeah.
hated to play in this regional, quite frankly. It was like I don't know what's going
Yeah.
on. Imagine you go in there expecting a meta and then you start playing a bunch of Murkrow. Like that's when it gets crazy. There are
Or
a
a Brutus Swing
few.
Ampharos or something like that.
Yeah. Hey, I think I got top 16 with that, didn't I? It did something.
You did something.
Or maybe that actually, I think I'm
Deli-
thinking OCIC, not
I
Brisbane.
think it
Brisbane, I
delayed a
came.
tournament. That's what it
It
did.
did, definitely did do that one. So yeah, I was so salty that I couldn't see any Mirko footage. But the
Mm,
other big storyline that came through was Harjeff
yes.
winning the first Latin American tournament of the season again,
Mm.
which is just like ridiculous. Like it just doesn't comprehend. Like
Do
obviously
you know?
he's one of the best players in Latin American history.
Yes.
Unfortunately for him, like I think he's a little bit overshadowed by Mato Galde these days. And like Mato's obviously incredible. But like
Mm-mm.
Harjeff has so many top performances under his belt.
Yeah.
It's just insane.
It, it's
Truly.
almost to, it's almost to the point where like death and taxes. It's like, oh, LNDS Archer. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, even though I saw no footage or anything, it's like, yeah, all right, cool.
Yeah. It
It's
makes
it,
sense.
it makes sense to a point where I don't know what the right word is, but it's almost just kind of like, yeah, okay, all right, moving on. Like it's already been accepted. It's like, yep, okay. It's not. It's a absolutely amazing feat, but it's just so, like because he does so well, it's just kind of like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. And it's like obviously he was an LAIC champion, but
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure because I've just gone through his Dracoviz and I'm pretty sure this is correct. He won the first regional championship in LATAM of the 2025 season. He won the
Hmm.
first regional championship in LATAM in 2024, the
Hmm.
first in 2023, making this the fourth year in a row that he's won the first regional in LATAM, instantly getting his world invite. But
Yep.
wait, he didn't even get his world invite from this one. He already had it from the world championships because he was in the top four. So like he's literally just come out the gate saying, "This is my tournament to win. Sorry, I will be burning a world's invite." There is going to be one fewer player at Worlds because I am busy, which is just
Look,
very
for
impressive.
I think we need to do some stats on like with Hard Jeff and Marto and how many invites they have stolen from the Latam community. Because I think it'll be a
Yeah,
fair few.
there's definitely been some invites burned,
Drop your
but
bets down now.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
But this was also an LNDS team that was run by a couple of people as well. Steinar and Kanan both ran the exact same team from
Mhm.
Harjeff, who was running the Galarian Corsola, Credilli, Gudra, Lantern, Galarian Moltres, and Shadow Scizor.
Mhm.
No Mudslap on this team, actually, which is
No.
very peculiar in a lot of ways.
Did
Because, like,
they run water gun
yeah, Water
lantern?
Gun
Water
Lantern.
gun lantern. Yeah, okay, yep.
This isn't the team that you played earlier, was it? It didn't have Gudra?
Didn't have Gudra. Didn't
Yeah,
have Moltres.
yeah, okay. I was like,
Mhm.
wait, are you asking
Didn't
because
have
you played a Lantern today? Is
no.
that?
I did play a lantern today,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
yes.
yeah. Yeah, okay. No, I'm not really. Again, I want to see the battles. I would love to.
I know.
Apparently, the Rise to Occasion was there, I believe, and he was streaming it to someone
Okay.
on Discord, but I wasn't there. I didn't see it. I haven't seen the recording pop up anywhere. I always like when I hear that sort of stuff's happening, I'm like, can someone make a YouTube video out of it so the rest of us can see, please?
Yeah. Instead of just a private Discord somewhere with a shaky cam.
Yeah, we'll get by though. And look, Dunebug was over there and came top 6 as well. Richie was there in 4th, who I think it was about a year ago that he had big success with his Galarian Corsola. He was running Galarian Corsola again this time around. Probably a pretty different team though, but yeah, not much we can say about it because it didn't get streamed and we can't see any of the battles. But it was also Fortress Murkrow pairing on that EMAO team that came 2nd and 3rd. So
wow,
would have been awesome.
It would.
Luckily, we didn't have to wait too long to see some Murkrow gameplay because that does bring us to the next regional that was 1 week later in Pittsburgh. And it's kind of crazy because we're recording it's been over a month, but there's been a 3-week break since Pittsburgh with no Play Pokemon regionals or special championships. I don't know what that scheduling's about, but it sort of means this is the end. Even though this was weeks ago, it feels like ages ago. There's been nothing since. So it's
taken a big break. Is what? Well, there's Milwaukee this weekend, but
and Belo Horizonte in Brazil.
Is that? Brazil. Right. Yeah. But
it's it kicks back off this weekend, but it's been a quiet patch for sure, which is uncharacteristic, but we'll see how it goes. But Pittsburgh, our first North American tournament of the season. And when people sort of looked at the top placements again, it sort of echoes of
where's the North
Monterrey.
Americans?
Well, I mean, to be fair, they're in 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. They're in a lot of places, just not the grand finals. At this one. Actually, that's if you're counting Ash and Ash as American, which, hey, his Dracoviz profile has a US flag now because he has moved to LA. So
he's on that leaderboard. So
he's been rebranded, I suppose. But no longer repping the Mexican flag, but he is repping the EMAO team, but we'll talk about that, I suppose. So the winner of the whole tournament, again, we don't have to build suspense. This was a month ago, was LNDS Steiner, who was running Bastiodon. Bastiodon got its 3rd tournament win, which is very cool. Obviously, we're big supporters as Aussies.
I'm you can bring your Basti plushie out now since you got it back.
Now that I have it. But it was literally 9 days before this tournament. I posted the video of Master Mahir's India run where he, the video titled "How Bastiodon won its 2nd tournament ever," and then I think I finished off the video sort of saying it's just been buffed going to the 2026 season, so we'll see how long it takes for it to get its 3rd win. And then on Twitter, Tristan actually pointed this out to me. He was I replied to someone. Bastiodon will win a regional in the 2026 season. And then he messaged me and was it took less than 5 days.
Yes. Yeah. Correct.
But I really I'm such a Bastiodon believer in choice cases. This is one of those times when I was Bastiodon legitimately looks so good into the top teams. I said the same thing going to Worlds. Yes. Only one other guy ran at Gins and he did very well with it. I actually said it back in the Martin Mastery season before Master Mahir won his tournament. And there's a lot of metas that aren't very positive into Bastiodon. And it's not really about the meta. It's counters. Everyone has a ground type, but most people disrespect Bastiodon when they team build. They just don't think about it. And all of a sudden they face one and they're like, what do I do? They're just not used to it. It's kind of wild.
It has such a bad rep. I think Basti, every time you mention Basti, everyone's just rolls their eyes, makes some noises of disgust. It's very polarized, and yet it won. So it has to be respected somewhere, right?
Well, I think people might just sleep on it and say Bastiodon's an RPS Pokemon, so if I see it, I just have to RPS. And it's it does sort of affect the way you play quite a bit. I know this is something
Mhm.
Master Me here said, it's in the video as well, but he was talking about how like when you have a Bastidon on
Mhm.
your team of 6 and you go into a match and you have a relatively neutral lead, your opponent is going to be more likely to burn their shields because they are going to be worried about a Bastidon in the back just RPSing them. And so
Mhm.
they're going to be more inclined to win switch advantage when you might not even have Bastidon on your team of 6. And this same thing happened to me at Worlds when I was playing Diarchus.
Mhm.
I had a Credilli into a Quagsire,
Mhm.
and I, I had Bastidon. I knew he was scared of Bastidon, but I didn't have it on my team of 3.
Mhm.
And I was able to throw a Rock Tomb bait and he shielded it because he was so sold on like, I need switch advantage, which is true. He did need it. He didn't get it. Because I got the Rock Tomb debuff. If
Uh,
he like called my bluff, I think he like gets alignment, he wins that game, whatever. But
mm.
just like the threat of alignment gameplay makes people burn shields more frequently, which is like,
Mhm.
if you're not even running the guy, you can really take advantage out of that thing. So
Mhm.
Steiner played really well with it. He did use Bastidon quite a bit from what I saw.
Mhm.
It showed up in the grand finals quite a bit, I think.
Mhm.
But he was running it with Credilli, Galarian Corsola, Gastrodon, the big 3 of the current metagame, and then Galarian Moltres and Shadow Annihilate, which, you know, there's definitely some similarities to the team that I ran at Worlds. Not
Yeah.
as much similarity as Caleb Peng, who placed top 16 in this tournament with Bastidon,
Mhm.
who is running 5 of my 6 Pokemon,
Mhm.
Shadow Annihilate, Bastidon, Credilli, Gastrodon, and Wigglytuff, with the only difference being the 6th pick, he ran Galarian Moltres instead of Talonflame. It's just another flyer. So he basically ran my team. So I was like, I think I messaged our Battle Cats Discord and said, Caleb, big fan of the channel. But
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
don't think he really picked it up. He actually then replied with like, prepare your next Bastidon win video.
Mhm.
And then after he got knocked out, because I think it was him and Steiner that both had
Yeah.
Bastidon left in the tournament, and I
Yeah.
sent that GIF of the guy saying, "Call an ambulance, but not for me." Which
Mhm. Mhm.
so pretty good, but yeah, Bastidon gets a
Mhm.
win. Steiner getting a win as well. He was pretty
Mhm.
emotional on stage, but
Yeah.
I think
It's his first?
no. He's won
No.
before. I think it might be his
Yeah.
second win off
Yeah.
memory. I'm just pulling up his joke of
Mhm.
his now. Yeah, he won Goiânia in
Yeah.
2024. Ton of like
Yeah.
second in Sao Paulo, fourth at LAIC, second in Sao Paulo, third at NAIC. Like he's got a gazillion like
Yeah. I can see why it's
fourth in Joinville,
emotional.
third in Rio de Janeiro, seventh in Santiago, seventh in Monterrey, and
Yeah.
getting the first in Pittsburgh. I think
What a
he's,
relief.
yeah, he's one of
Mhm.
those battlers that, again, I feel like he's sort of in the shadow of certainly Hard Jeff in terms of his
Mm.
skill level for many people, because he is so good. But
Mm.
think LNDS. I mean, you think Hard Jeff. And it's just like, if if a Hard Jeff was out of the equation, we'd all be like, yeah, Steiner's, he's schmicko.
Yeah.
But there's just a lot more competition, I suppose. And especially for a
Mhm.
region that doesn't get as many broadcasts. We didn't get to see his top 8 performance in Monterrey. It's like,
Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
tougher to sell the story overseas, I guess,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Mhm.
But still,
But
really cool win.
also coming in second, another familiar name of
Yeah.
Alice's Wireless.
The other perennial second place, he has a championship. He has a championship. But the man is racking up second place medals like nothing else. I mean, he even like recently Natterquin's held an LAIC meta practice tournament, and
Mhm.
Zweilis came second. It's like, oh, I want him to succeed so bad. I just
Mhm.
want the man to get another first.
Mhm.
But this was not his day. I mean, like, he didn't lose a battle until the grand final. Sorry, lose a
Yeah.
match. He literally
Yeah.
beat Steiner in the winners finals, got to
Mhm.
the grand finals, and then bracket reset, lost
Yeah.
1-3, 1-3 to
Yeah.
Steiner, which as well as has been playing a little bit different the last few weeks or months
Mhm.
outside of Worlds, in that I think actually just this season, because he's been using a
Mhm.
lot of hard meta teams, because he's just sort
Mhm.
of like, well, this is the stuff, I guess. So he ran Charge Bug, Galarian
Mhm.
Corsola, Corviknight, which I guess you could call spicy, but it was like the air cutter release, so maybe not. Credilli, Gastrodon, and Guzzlord. It's actually, I guess you can call that spicy. I mean, Corviknight was the sixth most used Pokemon, so Guzzlord, I guess, is the only one that isn't on the top usage graphic. But actually, were there any other Guzzlords around? Yeah, I mean, Arrow ran it in the top 16. There were no other Guzzlords in the top 64, so I guess it was pretty unique on that front. But yeah, unfortunately, his wireless just couldn't close the deal. Again, this is one of those cases where, like, if you want to hear how his wireless went and how his thoughts behind team building and his thoughts behind the grand finals, this isn't the podcast for you. He's giving his own perspective freely on the Show 6 podcast. So if you want to deep dive into the Pittsburgh grand finals, that is absolutely the place to be. We are not it. I think we're pretty confident in where we sit. And
we're here for the Basti.
Let's go. I think someone replied somewhere saying like Bastiodon's not, like, I was celebrating Bastiodon winning, and someone said like, oh, I guess Bastiodon's like not RPS. Bastiodon's not RPS anymore after the buff. Might have been Z-Tab. He was like, oh, now that SmackDown's been buffed, it's no longer RPS. And I was just like, yes, it is. It doesn't knock it. It's a real strategy, but you are still fishing for alignment. It just does win so many more neutral matchups, which it has since Worlds, quite frankly. But yeah, it does win a lot of matchups if you just force your way through. But, you know, we had Doonbug 97, who was actually running sort of a variant of the Eomero team. Eomero built a new team for Pittsburgh, which is just one Pokemon different.
Stunfisk,
Stunfisk coming in place of... What is it in place of? He didn't have Dedenne in the other team, was it? It is the Galarian Corsola, the Credilli, Fortress, Gastrodon, Murkrow. Oh, it was Dedenne. There you go. Which very helpful when you're going to be facing some LNDS Bastiodon teams. Harjeff was out here running Bastiodon as well. It was clearly the LNDS build in a way.
Yeah.
Actually, Jason 2890 was also running it, which I just watched. There's a brand new video from Summoning Salt, Tangent, biggest speed running YouTuber of all time. Like, he covers stories of games, world record progression. He did a video on Cuphead, and Jason 2890 makes a pretty big feature in that video, which is cool.
Nice.
It's like he makes him, like, I have no idea what Jason's Cuphead history. Well, I knew that he was a Cuphead speedrunning guy. Like, he's got a world record on his YouTube channel or something. But like, he's a legit deal. Like, he was a god tier guy in that game. Anyway, tangent aside. As far as the sort of Eomero runners, we had Doonbug running his Marowak instead of Gastrodon to place third. Ashton Ash came in and placed fourth after not so hot a performance back in Monterrey. Came and crushed it here in Pittsburgh. I really thought it was going to be his time. He's always so close, man. He's always so close.
He's just warming up. It's okay.
Yeah. I sort of said after his Monterrey performance, I was sort of like, hey, maybe we're just saving it for a broadcast one. Because also, imagine like he gets his big win and it's on a tournament that isn't broadcast. Like,
yeah. Look, he's just collecting more shirts for you. That's it. Like, if he like, if he gets his Worlds invite, he's done. So he's just kind of like, I need more shirts for Steve. I'm just gonna have to keep going to more tournaments.
See, I have, like, if you're Ashton Ash, like, I've thought about this a lot. You can't be worried about your Worlds invite. I just don't think that these guys even factor that in as a concern. Like, it's just on lock.
I think there's different tier levels of like people's goals, and some of them are like, I want to do well. I want to, qualify for Worlds. I think they're on a different tier level of being like, I want to win. Like, I just want to, like, it is just pure pride of being like, I want to be the best in this tournament. And they're on that level.
Yeah, that ain't us.
Yeah. So that everything else they know will happen eventually. Qualification will happen. Like,
I mean, like 600, 700 points, trivial for these guys. That's nothing. I mean, Ash and Ash got halfway there just on this one tournament. Whatever, there's 300 points in the bank. But yeah, I'd like to see him succeed, get that victory one day. But he did put on a Murkrow masterclass through the tournament, which I was like, after Monterrey, I was obviously I'm not telling him what to run, but I was sitting there going like, I do hope that the final team keeps Mirko because I want to see that guy run, and they ran
Yeah.
it. And so Iamero also came 17th in this tournament.
Mhm.
So Iamero's also been killing it quite a bit himself.
Yeah. I mean, there was quite a bit of Pokemon Go Twitter that recapped or did snippets with Ash and Ash on their Twitter.
Yeah. Well, I
from
think his
the
winning
tournament.
play to get into day 2 was Mirko.
Yeah, which is pretty
So
cool. So I was just like, yeah, Mirko getting some love. Which I always love when Pokemon Go Twitter put anything that is play Pokemon on there, because you just get all these other Pokemon enthusiasts being like, what is going on in Go right now? What are these Pokemon?
yeah. Well, see,
Credilli top usage?
yeah. Murkrow is one of the least weird ones to the other game, which is like VG players, they see a Murkrow succeeding in play and they're like, yeah, that checks out because it succeeded in their game
Yes,
once upon a
yes.
time. I can't remember why, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
know that it did.
I know as well. Yeah, I remember it appearing at some point. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it is cool. I was sitting. I mean, like actually, okay. So this is if they had announced Pittsburgh earlier, I would have been there. I got to the US like on the Tuesday after Pittsburgh, just because TPCI doesn't announce the tournaments early enough for international travelers to build it into their other travel plans, unfortunately. I could have very easily, easily been to Pittsburgh, but they just didn't announce it early enough. That's just it. But we talked about it last episode before. All that to say, like, I was sort of like, once I saw the performance, like I watched all of Ash and Ash's videos, battles. Oh, that was before I left. Oh wait, was it?
I think
I left on Tuesday. Yeah, I watched it all.
So you had time on Monday.
Yeah, so I crammed in all of his battles that were on stream. And I was like, oh, do I make a video on Ash and Ash? And I was like looking at the clock and I was like, I've got to fly out in like 6 hours. We can't. Unfortunately, we can't fit it in now. And then I ruminated on it. I've got home now. And I'm like, is it weird to make a video of Ash and Ash's 4th place Murkrow run when Dunebug came 3rd with like the same team? And I was like, oh, maybe it is. Maybe we can't be doing that.
Hey, you do what you want. Like, what is someone going to say? Like, the only person that you could potentially upset here is Dunebug. It's like, Steve, where's my video? It's like, sorry, dude.
Hey, look,
it was a better story with Ash and Ash with like Monterrey and then coming into Pitts. But yeah, look, it just didn't work out storyline wise.
I was gonna say like, hey man, look, I owe Ash and Ash a ton because of how much he's done for me. He gave me those teams for Johannesburg and stuff. And then I was like, Dunebug actually gave me my team for the first ever Melbourne Regional Championship that I played in. I messaged Dune. I was like,
I'm pretty sure he's given you a few things before.
I think that's the only team I've run from Dune.
From him?
I think. Because I was in Pittsburgh like 2 weeks before or something, and saw Dune there, and he won a tournament. And so I was like, all right, Dune, you're hot off a win. What do I run? And he said, the winning team, bro. Like, this is the same 6. It's still good. And I was like, oh, fair enough. But yeah. Anyway, the video might come, to be honest with you, because I feel like Mirko hyping might be a good idea. I mean, look, if Mirko wins this weekend, then
of course it's happening.
I guess you have to pivot.
Yeah.
But I think we might make a bit of a video, even just explaining like what Mirko does. Because like, if I asked you, Debbie, why is Mirko succeeding? Do you know the answer?
No.
I think most people don't. Like, I mean, if you watch the stream, you sort of see how it works, how it's able to deliver pretty decent damage. Maybe can tank one hit. It's not the tankiest guy in the world, but yeah, it might be worth a video. I'll give it some thought. And Hurricane Kaz will love to draw some more bird thumbnails.
I was gonna say, I'm just like, Hurricane Kaz, if you're listening already, she's probably already midway drawing your Murkrows.
Yeah, so it would be cool.
Alrighty, so that was all of Pittsburgh. Okay.
Yeah, again, like we're a little bit delayed, so we're not going through it in as much depth. The only thing to, I guess, point out other than that is that Corviknight has entered the top 12 usage. So did Clodsire. Clodsire was actually in the top 12 usage, and Bastiodon still won. Although I don't know if Steiner actually had to play any. He did not. He played a he played Dunebug twice, running the sort of double ground Marowak Stunfisk. So obviously you just, Bastiodon's a little bit scary to bring. And he faced, I mean, everyone has a mud slap, but he did dodge the Clodsires, so that's probably good for him.
Yeah,
I would
bit
think.
of luck.
Yeah, and that's always going to be a factor as well in the grand scheme of things. But look, Ash and Ash did pretty well as well. He lost to Out of Pocket and he lost to Dunebug in that losers semis, which it was a good match as well. But yeah, that's the overseas play Pokemon tournament. Obviously, we'll wait and see how
this weekend goes as well.
Yeah, maybe Mirko gets his first win by the time you're listening to this. Who knows? We'll wait and find out. But of course, there is stuff going on domestically as well, Debbie.
Yes, there is. We'll head back to Oceania. And how do I start off with this? Auckland Special Championships. It was announced a while ago. And they decided to be like, hey guys, we're going to start releasing tickets. We'll let you know an hour before it starts. That was like the announcement for New Zealand Auckland special event. And we've been playing Go. We've been with obviously in Australia with ESL Australia and being like, okay, it's very much like these are the times. This is what it's like. All the information is thrown in our faces in regards to registration. So the
same as everywhere else in the world.
so just in context, like we are very used to a structured plan. So when they just kind of like, hey, a floating time is kind of just appear at some point and you're just going to get an hour's notice New Zealand time, which is now currently from Perth to New Zealand 5 hours in difference. So it could be in the middle of the night. I think that entire week I didn't sleep well because every 2 hours I would just check my phone just briefly just to see if there's a notification from the Auckland Discord to see if like registrations had opened. And I was just like, this is kind of ridiculous. And even giving an hour's notice was like they were just going to drop it. Like an hour was them being like, oh yeah, okay, we'll give you an hour. Like they were giving us an hour. And I was like, what's going on here? Like who's organizing? What's going on? Like,
let's take a step back. Okay. Take a step back. First of all, Auckland, it's in January. Second tournament of the season. Obviously, a lot of people are excited. We already knew that it was going to be very small because they had a 124 player capacity, I feel like was the number. We'll call it 124. They were going to do TCG day 1. Day 2 was going to be TCG Top Cut, VG, and Go. And so already sort of in the mindset of like, okay, well, there's going to be some amount of TCG players, some amount of VG players. VG's got 3 divisions. They're actually going to, like, VG's generally has a higher play count than Go. We were sort of all in the mindset of like, I don't think that the player cap is going to be very big for Pokemon Go. So across all of the games like TCG, VG, Go, obviously everyone's a little bit anxious about making sure they can rego for this tournament. We all know okay, in Oceania, especially for Pokemon Go, we can actually be pretty lax. To our own detriment, I would argue. But we can afford to be pretty lax on registering because we know it's not going to instant cap. Here, we were all 3 games, we were like, oh, this is going to cap fast. We want to get in as soon as we can. Yes. And so in that context, the organisers for Auckland then said, and it's not like an organisation, I think maybe it's under an ABN or something, I don't know. Or not ABN, it's New Zealand, NZBN. But it's, sort of like local organisers type deal that have all sort of banded together and are running this thing. And so they came out with the announcement that initially they were like, hey, we'll drop the link as soon as we can for Rego. It's just going to drop. And there was certainly a lot of outrage is probably the right word. There was a lot of outrage, concerned outrage of like, hey, this doesn't check out. Again, New Zealand had already hit daylight savings at that point, I think, or maybe they were in I can't quite remember actually.
I think
it hadn't yet. It was going to come, but it hadn't yet. So there was a 4-hour difference between New Zealand and Perth. Obviously, Oceanic region is a very broad region, and so it was very we were all like, okay, so chances are it's going to be dropped in like the New Zealand evening, and then the Aussies will all be at work, and then like it just doesn't feel this doesn't feel like a fair way to go.
Yes.
And so eventually I'll say they caved, and they were like, all right, fine, we'll give you an hour notice.
Yeah.
Now, I would argue, yes, that is better. Like objectively, that is closer to what we want. It's not there. It's just not there yet.
We've moved the needle slightly.
Yeah. It's clearly still the exact same problem. If they announce it, at 6 p.m. New Zealand time, the Aussies are at work. If they announce it in the morning, the Aussies are all asleep. And this is one of the 4 tournaments that Oceania has. And for players overseas, like they don't, I feel like they don't think of it in these contexts so much. But when you only have 4 tournaments in a region with a best finish limit that can encompass all of those tournaments, how many tournaments you play is incredibly consequential to whether you qualify for Worlds or not. Mikey Morgs, he only didn't qualify for Worlds, I would argue, because he was not able to play one of the tournaments in the Oceanic region this season.
Correct.
In the 2025 season. If he played in Melbourne, I'm confident that he would have qualified for Worlds.
Yes.
And that's just like a very harsh reality in Australia, whereas in the US, you can skip tournaments. You don't need to play them all, and you can still get points to like cover your entire best finish limit. It's just a very different way to play the game. It's very different here. And so I think what was really evident, 2 things from the New Zealand team. One is that they didn't realize the demand that there was going to be for this tournament. Correct. I think they were of the mindset that it was going to be, look, we sort of know what the player base of New Zealand looks like. We've seen that they're sort of said as much in text that they were also looking at the South African Special Championships as sort of a guide at some point.
And other special championships that had been run in demographics.
I was sitting there horrified because, I was at both of those South African Special Championships. I've been around their circuit for years. I understand how this all works. That is not the one to look at. Do not look at South Africa, please. It is so far from what you should be looking at. It's just not the one. And so they I think eventually they sort of realized, demand is higher than
I think after several messages that have gone past being like, guys, like it's gonna be there's so many people that are keen for this, and then they're like, oh yeah, we'll see, to a point where then eventually they're like, oh okay, well next year we'll make it into a bigger facility.
But look, and the fact of the matter is 128 cap is fine. I think we've all accepted that isn't something.
Yes.
I don't think any of us were badgering the organizers in any way on this. It was just we've accepted that, yep, this is going to be a small tournament. With that fact acknowledged, it then just becomes a case of, okay, it's going to be competitive to register, but we want it to be fair to register. That was sort of the crux of where we were all coming from. And so they eventually budget to a 1 hour time, and there's still a lot of concern around this. At this point, I think, is that when I made my first tweet of 2? is that the first Auckland tweet I made?
Yes.
For those listening, I eventually get in trouble. But I'm scrolling my Twitter now. There's okay, I think I found it. Oh no, hang on, scrolling further. Scroll, because I was in the US at this time.
Yes.
Okay, so I tweeted, and I'll just read it verbatim. Major concern for Auckland SPE. Registration date and time is going to be announced with 1 hour notice. Skull emoji, skull emoji. With only 120 player cap for TCG day 1 and 120 total cap across all games, this is set to be an absolute nightmare. There's a 4 hour time zone difference from New Zealand to Western Australia. If they drop it on a weekday, any time before 9 p.m. New Zealand, it'll be in the middle of the Western Australia workday. If it was on a weekend, that'd be a little better, but they said they want it open ASAP, and I think at this point it was a Tuesday, so it was the expectation was it would be live before the weekend. And then still, it'll only be 1 hour notice. P.S. Rip me being in the US right now, not even knowing what day or time I should wake up at, which is that's a me problem, whatever.
I think it was also, they said that Rego would drop at the end of the week, and that's still, again, so vague as well. When they said end of the week, I'm just well, is that a Thursday? Is that a Friday? Is that a Saturday? And then when people were like, "Oh, what day of the week are you thinking of?" and they were just like, "End of the week," and I was like, I think we have a communication problem here. Like, I think we need relationship therapy. Like, this is like we're not on the same page here. I'm asking for like a specific day of the week, a specific like give me like Friday the 5th of October, whatever it is. Like, just why are you not giving me the details I need?
Yeah. I mean, I can answer that one because again, like I think in general, I am good at being a butt kisser in that, like, I'm very good at understanding I'm trying to think of a word to put it. It's like the sort of like the corporate part of it. Like, we're all people. Like, if TPCI makes a weird decision, like, usually I feel like I'm pretty good at going like, oh no, it makes sense. It's dumb, but it makes sense. Like, it's bad for us. And in this case, it was like, well, they didn't like. They were clearly trying to set it all up. They didn't have it ready to go. It wasn't a case that they were picking a time. They were just like, we're working on it. As soon as we've completed it, we'll ship it. We'll get it to you guys as soon as possible so that they can then try and fix problems, whatever else.
Yes.
Again, can see that perspective, but I think it's a bad idea, obviously. I think that isn't the way it should have gone. And so
it was very much, it felt like on the fly. Like, it's again, the first time that they're doing it, like, a very passionate community, and it just, but from like a player trying to register, it's just kind of like, what is going on?
Obviously not good for us, the player. And so there was a lot of back and forth in the Discord server, and they weren't very receptive to the concerns, I would argue. They were sort of like they were clearly, they had their opinion. They knew that, like, we want to get out as soon as possible. We want to fix any issues. Like, this makes sense to us. We're going to go for it. And so that's the point when I decided to make a tweet, because I was like, okay, look, clearly we're not doing well here. Maybe if we make a bit of noise, because I was in the US, but I was like, I can't remember which message I read, but I was reading all of the messages in the Oceanic server. And it was very much, we're all frustrated. No, like the person, the people with power have made this call that we all think is the wrong call, but there's nothing we can do. And I was like, I was sort of sitting there wherever I was, and I was like, I mean, there's something we could do. Like, we can make some noise. Like the rest of the world is unaware of any of this. So I was like, all right, well, let's let the rest of the world know. And so I make that tweet. And I'm like, hey, like, this is the dealio. And some noise later, they do change it. So they give us a date. They give us a time. They give us a date. Sweet as this is awesome. This is exactly like, this is all we were asking for. And then they put it for 7 a.m. New Zealand time, which for those not in Oceania equates to 5 a.m. Sydney or 3 a.m. Perth.
2 a.m. But that's
just New Zealand. A daylight savings had kicked in. So yeah, 2 a.m. Perth.
2 a.m.
Yeah. So obviously, for a tournament that is, one of the 4 tournaments in the Oceanic region, that's just, it doesn't make sense. Now, their logic was, look, we want to release it as early as possible in the day, so that if things go wrong, we have a day to fix it. We've sort of got the
troubleshoot time.
Yeah, troubleshoot time. Which, like, again, I hear you, but it just doesn't. It's not the right call. It's just, and so again, I'll read my tweet verbatim, and this is important. I would argue that I read it verbatim. Auckland registration has been announced. ... New Zealand flag emoji, grimace emoji for 4 a.m. Sydney. I actually got it wrong because there was actually I ripped this from the Oceanic Discord, and someone posted the time as of right now, and it wasn't factoring in daylight savings. So then, so it's actually 5 a.m. I wrote 4 a.m. My bad. 2 a.m. Perth, which was correct because daylight savings. That's insane for an Oceanic tournament. Skull emoji, skull emoji, skull emoji. Imagine if they gave the 1 hour notice for the 120 slots shared across Go and VG. Imagine if they gave that 1 hour notice that they were originally going to do for this. Like, that'd be crazy. Ridiculous. I also said they'll not be posting player caps. 120 slots for Go plus VG plus TCG Day 2. I fear for Go in this one. That one apparently, like, the rest of the world doesn't really post player caps. That's a sort of ESL Australia thing. So it's something that we're used to as, Oceania, but it wasn't really my main concern. My main concern was like, hey, this time is redonk. And so, like, I stand by everything I said, quite frankly. It's all, I do think that, like, the word insane, like, maybe is a little pejorative. Maybe it's a little bit sharp, especially if you're the organizer, that's their decision, their thought process is being called insane by some guy on Twitter. But, like, it's sort of, obviously I was emotional, but I stand by it. Certainly the sentiment.
Yeah. I think, as I've mentioned in the Oceania server, I just wish it was better communicated. I think everything could have been avoided if it was just clearer communication and clearer understanding of where their thought process was. Because a lot of the information came out afterwards as a almost like it wasn't explained in the beginning, like prefaced, like beforehand. It was very much like someone will make make a comment about it, and then they will reply afterwards. Oh, it's because we did this because of, like, I've got work the entire day, so therefore we want to do it in the morning. And I'm just like, well, why didn't you say that beforehand? Like, make us understand what the thought process is here, instead of just like, seems to be very jarring every time they like would announce something out. I'm just like, what's going on? I'm getting whiplash.
I actually disagree with you, because I don't think that matters. I don't think that their reasoning is important. Now, part of why my verbiage was perhaps less diplomatic than it might usually be is because they weren't having a word of it in the Discord. Like, we would sort of, they weren't really listening to what we were saying. Is how I felt, and certainly based on the number of messages I got, how we collectively seem to feel. And so it doesn't really matter what their thought process was behind the decision. It does matter, but I don't think that was the missing piece. I think that the decision was wrong, is the baseline. It's not the fair decision. And so, first of all, actually, before I tweeted, I think even, there's obviously back and forth in the Discord. A lot of people are sort of saying that time doesn't work out too well. One of the New Zealand guys said, it's really disappointing to see you guys thinking of yourselves when there are other countries than Australia. It's a decent time for American regions, European regions, which I also thought was a crazy line. It's just very, I don't want to be, because of what comes next in this story, I don't want to attack. I don't want to be, I can't find what word I'm looking for, but I don't want to be rude. But, like, again, that's just like the only word that I can find to describe that is tone deaf, in that it's just not where the Oceanic region is sitting. It's not understanding that this is one of the 4 tournaments in Oceania. It really matters to this region. The truth is, like obviously I was sitting in America, but I heavily would believe that it should not be in a good time for America. The Americans and the Europeans are not the important ones here. They're irrelevant, frankly. This is an Oceanic tournament. It should be catered towards Oceania. And clearly, like, it's being catered towards New Zealand only, because that was sort of their mindset going into this thing. They didn't think that it was going to be this bigger tournament, but it just really speaks to their perspective.
Yeah, and it goes to your first point when you said earlier that they didn't expect, like, their expectations, like, were not where it is sitting at the moment. The popularity of Pokemon and the high demand for, getting a spot for this particular, like I think they even thought, going, oh, it's a special championship, why would people come over? There's no money involved. Why would people travel for this? And now that, I'm jumping ahead here, but now that it has capped and sold out, they're noticing all these other people from other countries are coming over as well. So, like, I think there's someone from Fiji, there's a few from Japan. The wait list is long as well. It's just kind of like, guys, where you at? Like, read the room here. So it's just hopefully, I think now that they're a bit more on the page.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe, but,
the Discord discourse in, like, as soon as they announced it, was I the first one? Actually, I was the first one to reply. I said, "Thank you for announcing the time." ... And then posted the screenshot of the time zone thing that showed it was 2 a.m. Perth and whatnot.
Yeah,
And then I
yeah.
just said, "But cry emoji, cry emoji, cry emoji, cry emoji."
Yeah.
And then like I left it at that. And then I just asked like, "Do we know the split in player cap between VG and Go?"
Yes, that was it.
And they said, "We'll not be announcing division splits or caps." And then
Okay.
I said, "Oh,
Mhm.
is there a main reason for this, or is Go Rego Pool actually just first come first served?"
Mhm.
Didn't get a response.
Mhm.
But then someone asked for someone said like, "Oh, like I don't think ESL does player caps," and then I responded to them with a screenshot of ESL posting player caps. And it's like, "Oh no,
Yes, yeah.
these are
Yeah, they do.
these are the player
Mhm.
caps." And then this is like the end of my story as far as Auckland is concerned, because then there's a response from one of the Play NZ teams, and they said, "Ugh, I feel like what I said just didn't get read. I'll try again. Steve, you provided an example of what I said. A reference of the procedure is what I wanted." So, like, I guess, he wanted like this screenshot of like what is done elsewhere. So this ESL
Mhm.
player cap screenshot. He continues, "Furthermore, your constant badgering and slamming of this event is becoming very close to being considered malicious." Which at that point, I was off tilter. I didn't say another word. I left the conversation entirely.
Yeah.
But it was just a level of like, I read through every message I sent in the Discord just to be like, okay, have I been like harsher than I realized?
Yeah.
I don't think not a single message that I sent in the Discord is even close to like, I think it's incredibly above board. The only one you could argue is maybe the like, "Thank you for announcing the time, but cry emoji, cry emoji, cry emoji." If you want to take that as like a bad thing, I really don't think it is, but like, whatever. I think it only comes down to the two tweets where I say that, what did I call insane? A 2 a.m. Perth rego time is insane, I said. And the 1 hour notice is
Yes.
going to be nightmarish.
Yep.
An absolute nightmare. So those are the
Yes.
two things I said. So
Yep.
I have to imagine that they, they haven't run an event like this. They felt attacked
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
some boogeyman on Twitter.
Mm.
And were, I think even not to me, I think they were pretty defensive on the whole.
Correct.
Just because none of it went how they thought it was going to go, I think.
Mm.
But yeah, that like I sort of got spun out more than I thought I was going to off of that one. Again,
Yeah.
I left the conversation entirely. I was like, look,
I know.
clearly these
Yeah.
guys aren't on the level. They're not down for, we know this from the previous 2 weeks. They aren't really taking our feedback on board like we would like them to be. Well, it is what it is. And then lo and behold, they moved the rego time anyway. They move it 12 hours later after a hubbub. So whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it is what it
Yeah.
is.
It is what it is. I think yeah, it's like you said, they felt attacked. They got very defensive. I think calling you borderline malicious is like something that I would never think that would be ever described of you. And like you said, going through everything that you have posted and through Discord and Twitter, I'm just kind of like, if they're responding like that with that kind of feedback, imagine if it was worse. Like, I thought that was like, it wasn't the most mildest of feedback, but it was definitely not the most harshest of feedback to give. Like, there weren't anything that was targeting like anyone in particular. It was just kind of like, hey guys, like,
I think this decision is bad.
yeah,
Is like
that's
the
it.
borderline.
That's
Which
it.
again,
Like,
if it's your
people
decision,
can
then you might
people
not
can
like
have
that.
opinions. Like,
Yeah.
why are we slamming that? And
But
yeah,
like
anyway.
I will say, like other people, and like so I felt like, once I hit that, I was like, oh, I just have to stop saying anything or else I'm gonna get banned or something.
Yeah.
And then I got a ton of messages, like double digits of messages, not only from people from Pokemon Go, but literally from people from VG and TCG as well. I don't want to throw anyone
Name
under the
names.
bus
No,
because of
no,
some of the
no.
things they said. But like the sentiment across almost all of these messages was, literally everything you've said, I couldn't agree with more. Everything the New Zealand team has said is out of line. The fact that they called you near malicious behavior is ridiculous. They used much more pointed language.
Yes, yes.
And like I got some massive teardowns of New Zealand sent to my DMs with the follow up of, I don't feel like I can voice this because I like clearly I'll be punished. And it sort of made me sad because I was like, oh, there's like all of these people that agree with me.
Yes.
But I don't want to use the word scared makes it feel like it's a them problem. It's not, but I think it's the correct word. Like they're fearful that like if they voice their agreement or their support or provide any pushback, then they will also be punished. And it's like, well, I don't want anyone else to be punished.
No.
And Speedy is chief. We were messaging as well, and he was like, I'm gonna retweet your tweet and sort of say this. Is this good? And I sort of told him, I was like, look, man, like, I don't know if you want to get involved. Everyone else is sort of saying they don't want to get involved. Maybe like, don't do it for my benefit. And he was like, no. And so he sent a tweet, which is lovely. Because no one else is really saying anything in the public, unfortunately. So, so
which is great for him to put out there, because then others could also, put their thoughts and comments into that tweet as well, what was going on. So, it's just, it's a very odd situation, but I don't know what to make of it.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to be like cool with me doing a Auckland stream next season, or
Steve guy?
Maybe they won't. No, because my name is, because also they enforced that everyone has to use their full legal names in the Discord server. So maybe they I was going to say maybe they only know me as Josh, but no, they know me as Steve. They called me Steve in the malicious comment, so never mind. Alas.
Oh wow.
But look, it is what it is. The hubbubaloo worked in achieving the end goal, which was getting a fair and reasonable registration time for everyone in Oceania, which is what we got. So like,
thank you.
It's not entirely me, but
I know,
it contributed. So
it did.
It's something, I guess, but
it is.
We have both registered though, so we'll be there. I was legitimately like, I was sitting here worried, like, are they going to ban me? Am I like going to register and then I'm just going to get banned? So like, again, I've said nothing else. I think the only message, I think I might have sent thank you in the server for something. But that's it. After they move the time 12 hours. But look, there's a lot of people that are coming in for this tournament as well. Sean O is coming in from PG, which is cool.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of rumors about other people that were going to go. No leaks because they didn't. It hasn't been said publicly. It's sort of been whispers through whispers. I don't know if they were able to register. I don't know.
They might be on the wait list.
Yeah, there's a wait list as well. Which, look, if you're listening to this, you've missed the wait list for sure. There's no way. That thing's filled up like nothing, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But a lot of big players from the other games definitely didn't get in. So we'll see how the tournament goes. We still don't know what the caps are at this point, probably because basically registration opened, then once registration closes, so once it caps, then they let everyone pay. And then that goes for a few days. They've had payment system problems. But once that closes, then they'll sort of redistribute the slots to people on the wait list. My guess is that after that is all wrapped up, we'll get the player numbers. Because it is important for like, championship points and stuff.
Yeah, where like, championship points where they lie. So you kind of can figure out going, okay, well, I need a bare minimum of X amount of championship points. Therefore, I need to be like, what is my aim to, secure that as a bare minimum for those kind of players. So
I think it's important, but we'll see.
Absolutely.
Hopefully we've at least hit the 17 player cap is my hope. That's sort of like what I'm imagining. Because is the next cap at 33 or is the next one? I think it's 30. Wait, is there one at 33 or not?
I
can't remember, and
it did get rejigged a little bit for this season.
It did get rejigged a little. Actually, I can go my DMs with Jins. That is where I know there is a screenshot of this. This is
purely for New Zealand.
I don't remember what it was about. I think it was just in general for the season. But he's got a link to the Drake of his tweet. where okay, kicker, 33 players.
Right.
Top 16 get points. So we'll
Yep.
see if we get 30. We're not going to get 33. There's no way we get 33. There was a rumor that it was the 32 cap. So, which is huge, by the way. Like that's in the grand scheme of things, in a 120 person tournament, like store, someone is coming away hard done by. If Go has got 32 slots, VG has been treated very unfairly. It's like
we're not the ones being hard done by. We got
no, we have come out ahead. Yeah, we got treated well if we got 32. We don't know at this point, but that's the speculation. But yeah, if VG has to get the scraps, 120 minus 32 minus TCG Day 2, split between Master Seniors Juniors, holy. But we'll take it. We'll take it.
We will.
Yeah, we'll see how it ends up though. It is all sold out at this point, pending waitlist. But that's Auckland essentially. So obviously it's in January, so it's still ages away.
It is. So I think it would have been nice to have all that information again, all that information ahead, so people can make an informed decision to be like, okay, maybe I'm just an average player. I won't be able to get like top 16, but maybe I can do a top 32 or whatever. Like in various games. Therefore, if I know where the cap is, then I can kind of make that decision whether to register or not, instead of being like, all right, fastest fingers first. And like, I think TCG sold out in 10 seconds.
Yeah, literally seconds.
Literally 10 seconds. I'm not joking with 10 seconds. It was sold out in 10 seconds. VG, I think, took a little bit longer with different age divisions.
Yeah, the younger age divisions were open for a while, I think.
And then Go was under 24 hours. So then it got capped out. So yeah, everything did get capped within 24 hours. But yeah, TCG gone. Like it was just literally like refresh, enter it in, fastest fingers, and if you were just slow to type in the word New Zealand, you were out.
Yeah, because that was a little anti-robot thing. You had to type New Zealand in all caps. But yeah, I think that's all there is to say on Auckland, I suppose.
We'll see some of you there if you manage to get
if you guys manage to register, then let us know. The other two things, number one, Brisbane is coming up 1st of November, 2nd of November. I want to say end of this month because I feel like they announced it like October 31st to November 2nd, but it's like that's Rego Day. So yeah, 3 weeks today from when we're recording.
3 weeks,
under 3 weeks. Go will be presumably finished in 3 weeks because it's presumably a one-day event.
If it's 3 weeks, then by this point in 3 weeks' time, we will have a Brisbane champion.
Yeah, that's true. So time sneaks up on you for sure. And if you haven't registered, can you get what the registration number is at the moment?
I can do that for you.
Again, I think we talked about that last time, but it's gone very slowly.
It is very slow.
Which the same thing, I'm pretty sure the exact same thing happened last season. And it was that thing where 36. Like it was 36 and it was like hanging in the 30s. And then like at the very end, it literally capped, like it just jumped up to 64. And the organizers were not prepared for that because they were like, they were using the player number in this lead up as an indication of like, okay, it's going to be a little bit over 32 person tournament maybe. And then all of a sudden it doubled in size and it was like, literally in like the week before. So it was like, oh heck. So hopefully I would rather people sign up early, but hopefully if they don't, then it is going to be the same thing because it will be very pathetic if we have gone from 64 players to 36.
I don't know. We'll see. I think, if you're local to Brisbane, definitely come down. There's a lot of things happening during the regional. So, if you're low on TMs, come down. Like you can, when you spin the Pokestop, it will drop a TM. And there'll be other Pokemon, like PvP specific Pokemon that we're spawning during the event. There's like, different Pokestops. You can have different gifts. So even if you're dabbled in Pokemon PvP, it's probably worthwhile just to come down and just give it a shot. You also get some things to take away. Obviously, if you register, you get like a play mat as well, and you get like a little promo card. So, something, a memento to keep. But yeah, and we'll be there. There's a stream on.
Probably.
Is there?
No official word yet out there, but
I see.
Yeah, we can guess. Again, maybe. I've said it for the last 6 months. assume there's a stream. That's new attitude just dropped 6 months ago. Just assume there's a stream. So
Okay.
yeah. In which case, don't expect to see me much for the first day. But yeah, that's Brisbane. And then the only other thing is the other two, hey? Like regionals.
Is there 2? Is there 3? Is there 4? Is there 5?
It's confirmed there's 2 other regionals.
Oh, that's confirmed too. Okay.
Yeah, it's actually been confirmed a long time. There were going to be 3 in ESL, 1 over New Zealand way.
Right. Okay.
So we were told end of September we'd get that details.
Today's the 11th of October. Look, I think if long listeners of the podcast know that
Melbourne in May. Get your banners out, Melbourne in May.
That we ESL or whoever's doing these announcements, it doesn't arrive on time. Would you like to make a prediction date
of when we get the announcement?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Look, the way that ESL has spoken in the Discord server makes it sound like it's a TPCI thing. Like TPCI has hit the button.
Okay.
Based on that, I'm assuming it is not going to be this weekend. They busy.
Yeah,
they got Milwaukee going on. Yeah, I mean, forget different teams. Like ZI is irrelevant, I would argue, because it's also not the competitive format, right? So
my friend Malama.
Hey, Play Pokemon can tweet about that, but I don't think they're going to be doing too much on ZI, I guess. What is my prediction? My prediction is going to be this coming week.
Okay.
I don't know when.
Right.
I guess I would predict, if I just had to throw a date out there, let's say Thursday, 16th of October. Australian time.
Oh, why that date?
Midweek, Wednesday, they're able to recover from Milwaukee. They can post their sort of post-event highlights, which is usually how they go. If you watch the Play Pokemon Twitter account, you start to see a pattern of how they sort of post.
Okay. All right.
Perhaps.
I mean, that is the day that ZA comes out. So
is it?
It is.
Oh.
So
maybe not. Australian 16th, US 15th? Or US 16th?
I think it's US 16th.
Oh, I'm saying US 15th. Australian 16th. So before.
I see. Anything else happening on that day?
Not that I know of.
No, you know. Okay. No hard plans? You going to do a stream? No?
I don't know.
Okay.
Probably have some jelly cubes.
Jelly cube sounds good. Yep.
Yeah.
Are you going to, do any crossword puzzles or colouring sheets, spot the differences?
Well, we'll be eating at the same place, so they'll be there.
I see.
You never know.
Does it come with a hat? Do you get a hat?
A hat? I don't think there's hats.
No, there's no hats. It's just like a little goodie bag.
Oh no, it's not a goodie bag. Like do you not have them in Perth? You can they're at lots of like RSL places and stuff. You can like they cost like $1 or $2. You get these little booklet. No. It's only in the last, I don't know, 5 to 10 years.
RSLs.
Yeah, maybe you're just too bougie.
Is that right?
Debbie, you need to understand that for those that have no clue what we're talking about, by the way, it's my birthday on Thursday. I go for a very dodgy buffet dinner every year. It's awesome. This is not the type of establishment that is very high class. This is
why do you think I only go to high class places?
Well, you haven't seen these booklets.
I haven't seen these books. There's not a lot of active RSLs near me.
It's not actually an RSL. It's like a club.
Yeah, there's only
which again, very different if you're from the US. We don't. They hear club and they think. Ooh.
Yeah. No,
this actually, I can't think of a synonym for the US people. I tried to think of this. I think I said RSL club to someone, maybe it was TOSL or something, and I could not find a synonym in the US for this breed of establishment. I can't translate it.
It's almost like the closest I can think of is a community church group, but it's not even that. It's not even that,
church.
you know what I mean?
I think the word church just brings it in the wrong direction.
Community hall that is
Yeah,
for
but
everyone, and that they serve.
but they have a restaurant.
They have a restaurant. It's not like, you know, for like, it's not like the homeless shelter ones. It's actually like a
Yeah,
full restaurant.
it's a place. Like it's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
real, you know,
like very home cooked kind of vibes.
yeah, like classic suburbia type dealio. I don't know. And like I think my line of thought actually goes like,
Cafeteria.
no. That's way too casual. Way too
Okay,
like
okay.
it's step up from cafeteria,
Yeah,
certainly.
yeah.
But I want to say like, oh, it's where you'd sort of go to get a chicken schnitty, but they don't have chicken schnitzel. It's
They
not
don't have the
something they
schnitties.
have.
They don't have the
It's,
schnitties. Anyway, you're heading to your RSL.
anyway, yeah, that's all happening as well. But I think that's for the most part what's going on in the Oceanic region. If you haven't signed up for Brisbane, please do. Like, even though we capped last year, if we capped in like a week, there's a chance that we get a player cap bump. But if we don't cap until the last week, and we don't, like, half of our slots don't go until the very last week, they're not ever going to bump us up from 64. We're never going to hit that 65 player cap. So it's too late for Brisbane, is the truth. Like, we're not going to change any minds on this one.
Yes.
But the more
Future
that we
ones.
for future tournaments, the slower we are to register, the more we are shooting ourselves in the foot for opportunity. So I can't stress enough, if you were attending a tournament, please register as soon as possible. It does actually have an impact.
It does. Look, I read your day one.
If only there were more like Debbie, alas. But that's I think all of the championship series stuff we have to talk about, which, to be honest with you, better time than I expected. But there is still a little bit to talk about. First of all, Sydney Safari Zone been announced. So December 13, 14. So first ever live event in Australia. So
congrats, Sydney.
Congrats, Sydney.
Yay.
And Debbie, you'll be there, right? I'll see you there, right?
In spirit.
Oh,
I will do my best to help with the event from where I can. I wanna, like, you know, whether that's like a, you know, a tweet or something like that, like, just to make the event successful. I'm really happy that Australia has an in-person event. I think that's awesome. Look, if I had the capacity to go, you know, I'd be there. I'd definitely come over to Sydney. It just happens to be the one weekend of the year I have my family trip.
Yep.
So, you know, Steve has his family trip. He's already done it for the year. I have mine on that same weekend. So, alas, I'm not giving that up for Safari.
It goes to the same bucket of, like, this is a different organization, obviously, like tournaments, TPCI, these things, Niantic Scopely. If things could just in general be announced sooner, it would be so much easier to plan things around having a life. If your entire life is Pokemon, then it doesn't matter as much. But for anyone that has other plans, specifically other travel plans, it is so annoying.
Especially December. I was just like, guys, on all weekend to do it, but it's okay. You just have to get all the you know, all the Oricorio for me, and the Mudbrays, whatever other exclusives are coming out during that event.
I haven't really looked into it, for the record. I haven't bought my ticket yet because I got told that they don't sell out. And
well, it's City Safari, so it's kind of like,
I don't know how they work, but I just don't know what my plan is yet, I guess. Like, I don't want to, because you have to buy the Saturday or the Sunday, or you can buy the double day ticket thing. I don't know if I want the bonuses or whatnot. I need to think about it. It's not just I'm going to attend this tournament where I just said 5 minutes ago, sign up as soon as possible, buy your ticket as soon as possible. This is like, you said we need to pick how you're going to approach it. I don't know yet. I haven't sat down and thought. Later problem. I'll see people there at least at some point.
It looks like it's quite a, you know, I think is it Darling? I could get this wrong. Darling Harbour, is that the correct term? That's where the hub will be for things, and then the stamp rally. They've got various locations from Botanical Gardens. I think there's one in Bondi.
Is this confirmed, or is this in? This is what you know. Is this
Yeah.
public? Public?
Public, yes.
Oh.
Shareable. I double
Oh,
checked.
like yeah,
Double
sorry,
checked.
like shareable or like posted on a public forum.
Shareable.
Yeah, okay. So like we can't direct anyone to go look at something currently
Until I make my video.
until subscribe to youtube.com/debbiepebble, I guess. That's crazy that there are details that are hiding. That these
hiding,
content creators are just holding on to. Give us the deets,
Sorry.
Debbie. Give us the deets.
The community ambassadors know about it, so within the
Oh.
people, they know about it. They can spread the word. So
I
it's not
see.
just it's not a content creator thing. It's a
I
community
see, I
ambassador thing
see.
because Debbie is in the Venn diagram in the middle.
Bam Boss, tell us what's happening.
But yeah, there's a bit of a route to try and get some stamps, and
Okay.
yeah, it looks like it'll be a very good event from the looks of it. I just think that December is hot. I think that's going to be very, very, very hot, and dress appropriately, hydrate appropriately, bring electrolytes, do not faint, and yeah, it's interesting choice to do it in December.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad. Temperature wise, it is not going to. It's gonna be toasty, man. It's
Look, I hope it's a lovely, like, under 30-degree day, but December unlikely.
in Sydney, botanical gardens, like as
If
much
it's
as
this weekend, beautiful, but
no,
December,
even here it was pretty toasty
today, we're
Yeah,
pretty good today in Perth.
I mean, like it feels toasty compared to what it has been in Newcastle before, which is like cloudy, rainy, cloudy, rainy, cloudy, rainy, and all of a sudden it's hot and sunny. So
Yeah.
I mean, it was hotter in Florida, to be fair.
Yes.
But we'll get there. Certainly by December we will be there.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be in that 40-degree day type beat. It's going to be bad. We'll try. We'll see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah. So yeah, if you're interested, head down to Sydney. What else is on during Sydney during that time?
During that time, December 13, 14.
What other artists are coming to Sydney during that weekend?
Don't tell me it's Taylor Swift.
Close. It's Lady Gaga.
Oh.
So it's Lady Gaga weekend, and also the biggest Australian act that we have as well will be performing in Sydney that weekend.
Hugh Jackman?
The Wiggles.
Oh.
So if you're planning to go, get the accommodation sorted now. Like,
yeah,
you're trying to fight the Lady Gaga and the Wiggles like crew. So it's both different, sometimes similar demographics, but both different demographics that we're looking for accommodation.
I've heard, because again, I haven't looked into it, and to be honest with you, before I pay for expensive accommodation, I'm going to be training down at 3 a.m. and getting back at 11 type beat. That's just how we're going to roll. But I just can't. I've heard that it's very expensive looking at that particular weekend because of what you've just said. So
yes,
that is unfortunate that is how things happen. To be fair, like, I mean, Sydney accommodation is usually on the expensive side anyway.
Correct.
So this is sort of news to me that there's a clash in the sense that when people started saying, oh man, accommodation looks expensive, I was just sitting there going, makes sense. That's Sydney. I didn't realize there were sort of extenuating factors that bumped it up.
Even flights going over, because people have already booked for Lady Gaga because she's not traveling all around Australia. She's only doing a few specific locations. Yeah, right. So yeah, very similar to Taylor Swift situation.
Yeah, am I crazy? Like, to call me unplugged on this one, but Lady Gaga can't be close to Taylor Swift on numbers, right? Like, just can't be.
I can't answer that.
Okay.
Because that is a realm that I like Lady Gaga, but I'm not like, a little monster. I don't know what that hype is there. But there is a very strong like following.
I'm sure there is, but in my head, I'm just like, when Taylor Swift is in Melbourne, I was like, oh, this is going to be absolutely bunked. Yeah. And I mean, I paid for flights when it was Taylor Swift weekend, so I knew it was.
On your Jetstar flights,
on my Jetstar flight,
refundable.
No. Oh, I just moved. No, it got moved to the new date that was going to be cheaper, and I just lost all the extra money. I just paid for an overly expensive ticket for a different weekend for no reason. That's it's like I didn't, whatever. It's the money that I was prepared to pay for the flight anyway. So like, whatever.
It's all right. He made it back with his luggage.
Let's not say that. That really depends how you want to map that one out.
Have we come full circle yet?
Full circle.
Yeah.
Also, actually, I just got an email from Qantas.
Yes.
They have not given any further details as predicted. They said
fair enough.
They sent it from San Francisco to Sydney on this flight number on the 7th of October.
Okay. All right.
So
yeah.
Which means that would have been like probably the 8th. It would have been landing into Australia on the morning of the 9th, because that's when the United flights land in Sydney.
Yeah.
Which would have been, a Thursday morning. They call you Thursday. Makes sense.
Yeah, they called me Thursday at like your 6 o'clock-ish. So yeah.
PM.
Later. PM. Yeah, 6 o'clock PM. Yeah.
So, there you go.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a closed chapter for sure now.
Not getting any more details out of that one.
No.
Other thing to talk about is because we haven't been really keeping plugged in, I guess I shouldn't have said the championship series stuff was over, because debbiepebble got a success. Tell us how your local went, Debbie.
Debbie has not attended a local in forever.
Nope.
And because Steve was away, I was just like, all right, I'm going to attend a local.
I'm holding her back.
No.
What the heck?
Let's be honest, it's not a Steve problem, it's a Debbie problem. But yeah, I was like, okay, Brisbane is coming up. I should really get some practice in. That is not just online, like in person, practice my team, practice and play. I also bought an iPad because, apparently iPad play is the way to go. But I didn't use my phone. And it was funny because the first opponent I had, no, it was before we started. So we were all sitting together, and there's like, Avrip, there's They Love Jai, and They Love Jai just looks at me and just sees me with my Apple Pen, like just tapping, and as I'm throwing balls, catching like Pokemon, he's like, are you seriously going to be playing with the pen? With my gigantic iPad? And I'm just like, yeah, man. But no, I didn't play with the pen, but I did play with the iPad.
With peace and love, could not be more old person coded.
Let's end the podcast here. Thanks, guys. Like and subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Get me out of here.
Using the pen to like swap your Pokemon. It's awesome.
It just called me old, guys.
No, because you didn't use the pen, so it's totally different.
But yeah, the original reasoning why I've got the iPad and the pen wasn't for GBL purposes or PvP purposes. It was actually because I wanted to start drawing.
She lied to us.
But because I have it in possession, I'm like, well, might as well use it because, reducing the lag, a bigger screen, I can see things because, I think we have established that Debbie needs to wear her glasses a bit more often. Don't give me that look. Weird. Yeah. No, yeah, wouldn't consider it. Anyway, so I stole a team from, not from you, but from your lookalike, Caleb Payne.
Lookalike. No wonder we came up with similar team. We just think the same. We're the same guy.
One brain cell.
Of course.
Yes. And I was like, okay, let's just see how we go and roll with it. So I've been kind of just practicing the background. Like I haven't been playing a heap of GBL, but just playing enough to be like, okay, I want to practice on one thing at a time. So it's not, if I win the battle, fantastic. If I lose the battle, it's fine. It's just more the fact of like, okay, doing my counts and being like, okay, they're bringing this Pokemon. That Pokemon has particularly, like, how many turns does it have? Like, just trying to like quiz it in my head so then I know it. Because sometimes I'll be like, oh, is that a mud shot or is that like, is that a mud slap? Like, it'll be little things like that in a fast-paced game, I'll forget. I'm like, oh. So I've been kind of trying to recite that in my head. So I was like, okay, let's go down to a local. And I think, yeah, there were 8 players at this challenge. So I was like, oh, it's a challenge. So, it's pretty cruisy. Just, I knew it would be 3 rounds. So I was like, okay, 3 rounds. At least I get three lots of practice and I'm out of here. And I played my first match and it was against Mike Innocent. And it goes like my first match, the first game, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Won that. And Mike is not an easy player to win against. And I was like, oh, won my first one. I'm like, okay, all right, cool. And going to the second match, won my second match. I was like, a 2-0? What is this? Excuse me? What has happened? So I won my first round and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Get sent to table 1, like straight after. I'm like, oh, wow. And I'm sitting in the wrong seat because like they had like a bit of a section and then table 1, but I sat in that section because I saw the divider. And yeah, they were like, you meant to sit over there, Debbie. I'm like, it's my first time. I don't know where to sit. So I just sat in that spot. So they were like, yeah, that's fine. My next opponent, they love Jai. And I was like, okay, all right. My win streak's over here, but I will play the best I can. And play game. Oh, I forgot how it went, but let's say like I play game 1 and Jai wins. And I'm just like, yep, okay. This is like the story like is there. Play game 2. I win. I'm like, huh. And the reason why I won was because he had Gastrodon, but he forgot to TM off his water pulse, so had to go for a body slam instead, and therefore he was like, I can't even play the right move. I haven't got the right move here, Deb. You just to have that one. So he didn't have the right move, but he was going to lose that one anyway. So I'm just like, okay, I didn't really win against him on that one. But I'll take the win. Mm-hmm. Come to game 3. And I'm just like, okay. I get to a point where we've got both our last Pokemon out, and he's got a Gastrodon, and I can't remember what I had, but it wasn't good. It was like, GG's. He had 2 shields, right? I was like, nah, this is done. Like, he's just going to mud slap me down. I throw a move. He didn't shield. And he's just like, oh, I forgot I had a shield left. I'm like, Jai, what the heck? This was your game to win. And he was just like, oh man, I thought I used all my shields up already. And he had, like, again, a shield remaining. So he's just like, yeah. So I won against Jai. Wow.
Great stuff.
So I'm just like, and I just told him, like, do not do that in like Lille or wherever you're going. Like, do not do that in Europe, please. Like, be more focused there. And then my last opponent in the Swiss rounds was Laluloha. And he looks at my team and he's just like, you have Wigglytuff. And Wigglytuff was very dominant against his team. I think first game, I can't remember which way it went, but let's say he won the first game. And I was like, oh, okay, right. He's putting his, like, and then I kind of had to like predict what he'll bring out the next one. And I predicted correctly on the second game and won that one. And then the third game, I also predicted correctly and brought out like an entirely different team, what I was bringing beforehand. So, and that just matched up really well. So I was just like, okay, cool. So I went 3-0 in Swiss. So I was like, yay. So I was like, I already, like, at that point I was like, why couldn't it be 7 people instead of 8 people? I have to do top cut now. So I'm sitting there at the top and I get top cutted with Mike Innocent. So I'm like, I've already played this opponent. And it goes, so Mike's had time to warm up at this point, and also, like, so we play, and then I think I won the first round, and then the second round I lost, and then the third round was a poor prediction on my side because because of my iPad and it being huge, everyone was on my side of the table, so they could see me do team selection. And I set my team up, and obviously the boys could see what Mike was setting up, and then last minute change, I changed my Bassie lead to a Wigglytuff lead, and then like later, the boys told me going, "Oh, damn! If you kept in your original thought process and lead, you would have won that game." And like I think when I switched it, I didn't realize because I was so focused, but like they were saying like they were talking to each other as soon as I changed it during the and I was just like, I was in the zone. I wasn't paying attention, but they were just like, oh, as soon as you said it, like we were talking, we're like, ah. But I was like, it is what it is. So ended up coming second. So yeah, very very happy. 12 points on the board for this season.
Board.
On the board.
It's the top 50 at the moment, I think.
Yay! Well, it beats my final finish from last season of top 69.
Let's go.
So yeah,
congrats.
And again, like I don't have intentions to qualify for Worlds. It's more like I just
heard this one before.
Yeah, from you. On this podcast. Many times. And even this year, I don't know where you're at. You might qualify again.
I'm not planning to.
Hey, next minute wins like special. It'll be so funny if you win New Zealand. Let's just put it out there now. Can you imagine how funny it would be for them to have to tweet or like put your picture up on their Facebook? It'll be funny. But anyway,
let's hope we don't have to go that way.
I hope you do. I hope you do. But yeah, so my purpose was to just like get a bit more confidence in, a little bit more gameplay in. And as I told you earlier today, I'm like, if I don't practice, I don't do as well.
Crazy. Just ridiculous.
I've just taken a week off like playing, and then I'm just like I did a APC match earlier today, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I forgot how this game goes. It's like, oh no. I haven't recorded as well, but I'm not looking back at it today. Fair enough. But I already know the mistakes I've done. That's all. Yeah. But yeah, so that was my local. I mean, like obviously there's some locals that have been playing around the area. The leaderboard hasn't been updated yet, I don't think. For this
what?
season? This season?
2026.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it up?
Yeah, it's been up the whole time. You just have to click for it. Yeah. You're on there.
2026. I'm on the leaderboard.
Yeah. Debbie, I've been looking at this thing for weeks.
I haven't.
I didn't know you didn't know.
Wow. I'm second from the bottom.
Yeah, because you have 12. It's the second lowest possible point total you can collectively get.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be in alphabetical order? Why am I so low?
Oh, like literally. Oh, I don't know.
Why am I at the bottom? How come like, someone else is in like 41st place, but they also have 12 points?
I don't know. Maybe actually legitimate possibility.
It's points. It's the play points.
It might be the play points because you would not have many.
That's my literal first one. I haven't gone to a local.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might check out.
Yeah. There we go. Play points do count now.
They do count. There you go. And, Jamathy's out there at first place with 200, so good on him.
Oh, has he capped now? He's doing so well in the
it's
cups.
260. Actually, surely there hasn't been 4 cups. Oh, wait, maybe there has been because they've been going since like July.
He's been dominating in the cups. Like last season, like Rick walled him so many times in the cups, and this year he's come out blazing and taken all the cup wins. So
I don't know.
Very cool.
I mean, Rick's on 169, so I don't know. But anyway, that's later problemo. But yeah, congrats to Debbie. More placements to come, I'm sure. I think that is all of the content we had to talk about before we get to the comments, right? Yeah. There's nothing we've missed. We've made pretty good time, I think.
Just pop it in the comments if we have. Yeah.
Let us know. Now I'm going to pull up the comments on my phone because my screen is actually like going absolute haywire. My second screen is going wild. So I'm just going to pull it up on my phone because we actually got a comment on the previous episode. So the one 2 episodes ago.
54?
Episode 54, we got a comment as well. Okay. So this is from Love All Always. She says, there's a dumb guy, smart guy bell curve for Taco Bell. Left-hand side because we were talking about Zweilis's tweet. Left-hand side, Taco Bell tastes better drunk. Right-hand side, Taco Bell pairs well with alcohol.
I see.
Do with that what you will. So thanks, Anne. And thanks for letting me know that was you as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, now comments on the last episode, which was the 2026 season episode, which again was over a month ago. So whoopsies.
Yes.
From Anne Emma, and again, thank you to Anne Emma for being our one and only sort of official / unofficial patron of the Get Out of podcast. So thank you for your support. Comment for the YouTube algorithm for best podcast. We did it!
Yo! Forget Nobel Peace Prize. We got best podcast.
Let's go. This is huge for us. I didn't realize we made it. My gosh.
Yay.
We should go out and celebrate jelly cubes or something.
Oh, we should. Okay. We should. Thursday?
Thursday sounds good. If Big Pikachu did an official stream and not have Debbie casting, I would be fuming. Depends how official goes, I guess. This was over a month ago. It's ages since we talked about this stuff.
Yeah. Well, this is the point where I told people I was playing and not doing something else, and then like the speculation happened.
Wait, there's no stream. She continues, I'm ridiculously excited that Debbie is competing, and I'm so stoked to follow on the bracket. Go, Debbie, go. Also, yes to Bread Puppy. Dash Bun is really being slept on in this matter, in my opinion. Take that as you will, as I know nothing. She then continues, is Malamar new friend after Claude? And then Hogozzi says Malamar is... He posts some very hypnotized vibe. I know people were... Maybe I just didn't get the... I wasn't suck it in is the wrong word. I wasn't drawn in by the marketing campaign. I know that I'm sort of alone in this one, but I was like, oh, it's cool enough. But like, I wasn't one of those Malamar stands out there. But I don't know. There was some cool stuff. In the Pittsburgh, did you see that Pittsburgh caster swap? No. I mean, that was funny as well. They covered like predictions were all Malamar. But they did a segment with Dunebug and Adib Khan where they had big Malamar hats on. It was an odd segment. It's clearly a Speediest Chief brainchild. But
I see.
It was an odd segment, man. It was cool. Maybe worth giving a look just to see their silly hats. But
I quite liked it. I think it was an interesting lead up, and then I was just like, oh yeah, I just like saying my friend Malamar. I like calling things friends, so it wasn't really hard for me to adapt.
Yeah,
but I think the thing that really flipped it, or really
flipped it.
Stop. Its podcast has got to 2 hours plus when we start making these kind of jokes.
I thought I was just like that.
No, you are as well. It was Glitch X City making the My Friend Malamar, what would you call it, song? And there's
track.
Track, and there's Agent V whispering My Friend Malamar. I was just like, oh, this is cool.
I dug it. Yeah. Hard to hit the heights of WolfieCon Parish.
True. Second.
You can be second. Yeah, to be clear, I thought it was a good campaign. I just wasn't on the sidelines cheering.
I was surprised that went so big.
Yeah.
Compared to, or they put more money and marketing into that than to Victory Bell Mega, because I thought that would look silly. I'm like, oh, that would have been bring out a satchel or bring me a backpack. I would buy it because of how silly it looked. But yeah. It was interesting, with all the content creator little campaign Malamars with like Barbie style My Friend Malamar, and I forgot who, but on Twitter they actually got the Malamar and it was upside down. They're like, it came like this.
Wow.
And then Pokemon tweeted back on it. I was like, that's cool. Anyway, that's enough on that.
Yeah. Speaking of, Kyle Jack says, Malamar is my friend. Not enough yet. And then final comment is from T. Wastel. Sand Tomb for pacing. And this was on Torterra. Sand Tomb for the pacing and to make RPS Mon more RPS. I agree that Stone Edge is way better coverage, though, and would be my preferred move. So I think we're in agreement. But yeah, I think I was saying, I don't really get why you'd run Sand Tomb.
Yeah. But where's the Toteras now? It's
There
masquerada
was
time.
meow meow meow
Meow,
meow.
meow, meow.
Yeah, that is cool though. I don't know if I have a masquerada build. I'll have to look into it, but maybe I don't because look, I mean, I'm only competing in a limited meta for LAIC this season, so.
Steve's put out his trade list. He would like grandpas. He would like Turtonators. He would like.
You're not going to see me before this stuff. Like, I'll go to a local tomorrow and see if I can pick anything up there, but we'll see.
I got a dramper from like a 6-year-old at my local because she was like, oh, do you want to trade? I'm like, yeah. She's like, can I have one of your shinies? I'm like, yeah. And I gave her like a shiny Wooloo, and she's like, what do you want from mine? And I'm like, looked at her shinies. I have everything off her shinies. Then I'm like, hey, wait a second, there might be something that I want on like low friendship level. And I was like, oh, can I have this one? She's like, the dramper? Yeah, you can have that one. It wasn't a very good one. You can have it. I'm like, yeah, if not the one that's 2400, I want the lower one, the low CP one. It's like, why? I was like, no reason, give me that one.
There's no value to it, don't worry about it.
Yeah. And then she was like, yay, I got a shiny Wooloo. So I was like, yay, I've got a Dramper. That's actually a good IV.
Congrats. This has reminded me that there is one extra little story to tell. I have to pull up this screen. Okay, wait, I can just pull this tab onto the screen I'm looking at that is working. Okay.
If you need a medical timeout, if that's like flashing and giving you like, I have seen you passed out before. Okay, like like if you need to
come on,
flashbacks of the bathroom down the hall. Okay, just if you need a break, let me know.
Whatever, we'll see. I'll be fine. So I think I was doing a stream at some point in September, and I was talking about the fact that I didn't have a Dramper. So I must have pulled up like the PvPoke, and I was like, I don't have a Great League Dramper. I have one that's like 16 something. Christy Lulu, who I met over in the US, she sent a message that with a screenshot of a Great League Dramper and was like, come visit and I'll give you a Dramper. Now, Christy Lulu lives in Florida. And so I responded with a screenshot of like I said, fine. And then sent her a screenshot of like Sydney to Orlando, in like a couple of days, which I thought, this is so funny. It's hilarious. And I don't think she believed it. She just said, haha, see you then. And then later on, she said, see you Tuesday in Orlando, ? And I was like, yeah, I will be there. Oh, no. She said that with a winky emoji. And then later on, she sent a message, wait, are you actually in Orlando now? And I was like, yeah, man, I came for the Dramper.
You promised me Dramper.
You told me to come visit. And she actually was... she was quite close to where I was for a few days, but I was busy, so unfortunately we didn't actually get to meet up for that Dramper. But I just thought it was very funny in general to be able to like. It's very rare that someone says, "Come visit halfway around the globe," and you can send a screenshot of a flight in less than a week to their like location. So yeah,
I should have told Love always. She lives in Florida.
Yeah. Again, it was busy.
Yeah,
it was going to be hard to actually. The only way that it would have worked if I told either Christy Lulu or Love Always, I guess, like, hey, be at this location at this time, we'll trade, and then I'll leave straight away. Which is like, I'm not making you go out. Come on. I'm not doing that to you. But
meet me in front of the Mario statue. Oh, no, Mario. It's Universal, whatever it has there.
They have Mario.
Was
the
it
Universal.
Mario?
Universal has Mario. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I think that is it for us.
Yeah, a long one.
Yeah, a long
catch up
one
for everyone.
I expected it to be longer, to be honest with you.
That's all right. It's like Wade's drive from Dubbo to Sydney, right? So we should cover like enough of his travel.
Yeah. Hopefully. Hi, Ollie, if you happen to be listening.
Ollie.
Yeah, I guess what was I going to say? Oh, right. I don't know when our next episode is going to be.
Correct. We're both busy.
Yeah. obviously, we're both busy. Brisbane's in 3 weeks, and I'm
Yes.
also going to be in rural Australia for the lead up to Brisbane. It's actually so annoying, Debbie. I'm going to have to fly. I'm going to drive 3.5 hours from this rural town to the closest airport, fly to Brisbane, get there at the dead of night. After on that Sunday night, fly back to the closest airport, drive hours back. Like I'm going to land at this airport at like 11:30, drive 3.5 hours. It'll take me till like 3 a.m. To get back to rural Australia to then wake up and go to work straight away. It's an early morning. It's not a 9 a.m. start. It'll be like a 7 a.m. start or something. It's very uncool. Not cool.
I think I would get home earlier than you.
Yeah. Yeah, almost definitely.
Yeah, because I'll
It's
get
ridiculous.
home just like around, I don't know, like 10 p.m. Perth time. So you'll be on the road still at that point.
Yeah. Well, I need to look into how hire cars work and stuff as well. Like if they even do them that late, or if I have to hire a car before, put it in the car park, and then just have to pay for parking for a few days. I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah.
But so annoying. This is another case where any other weekend.
Any other weekend.
But it is what it is.
It is.
We'll see you in Brisbane anyway. So yeah, I guess my prediction is this might be the last episode before Brizzy.
Yeah. And then the next episode will be like Brisbane Regional Recap.
Yeah.
I predict the same. So we'll see you guys in November.
Yeah, see you guys in a month. Maybe it's a monthly podcast now instead of the old ways of every 2 weeks.
We'll see.
Yeah.
we might get some free time. Oh no, December's. Oh no, we're gonna be so busy. Safari.
I'm also going to LAIC in November.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. There's a bit going on.
Well, to follow for updates, follow at G'day Battlers on Twitter. Drop us a like and subscribe on YouTube. Drop us a comment also on YouTube and any other listening platforms. Drop us a 5-star on Spotify and other things. Do we do the other ones anymore? Do we still do Apple and
Yeah, they're on there.
Yeah, those ones. If you're on there, just give us a nice review.
I don't know how the review system works, but they're on there.
Yeah, they're on there. I reviewed our podcast and gave it 5 stars.
Oh, did you? That's very generous. Very generous.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I thought we deserve it.
Thanks.
And yeah, that is us for this episode. Any last comments, Steve?
We've had a million last words, so I'm just going to hit the stop button. Thanks everyone for watching. Bye. Bye.